going on, lads? Welcome to a cheeky little Sunday stream with me and the main man, Quinny 3001. No deadline show this week, sadly. But this to kind of make up for what we missed. Well, I say missed Friday. There's just nothing on, sadly. It's a bit of a dead patch. But yeah, we're going to do a little World Cup preview strategy, sort of look ahead at, some of the, hopefully, some of the best players, best picks for the old tournament, and we'll do a little bit of MFL at the end as well. But yeah, Quinny, thank you for joining me, mate.
My pleasure, man. Good to see you, and thanks for having us on. I loved getting a wee invite to something, so that was all well and good. It's brightened up my Sunday. Good to see you. Hi, buzzing for it.
Yeah, it should be good, mate. I was thinking we don't have to do it right now. We can have a little, just talk through whatever for a little bit. But I thought it'd be a good idea, maybe just to basically just scan through all the teams over on Inside. And just sort of point out some of the the nice players we sort of fancy per position, and obviously we kind of have to coincide it with like the days of the games, kind of. We don't have to, but it helps, just because we've got the streaks and set and everything all sort of follow that sort of schedule. But yeah, we'll do a bit of that. But first, have you picked up any? Well, I know you have picked up a lot of World Cup cards, as have I. Have you picked up any that I don't know of that you haven't showed me? Let's have a look.
Yeah, actually, so I was watching your video, right? And I said this to you earlier when we were messaging, right? But I watched your video as soon as it came out. I was like, oh, brilliant! Somebody else to listen to, kind of thing. And I got mad Son envy, and I thought, do you know, I'm a wee bit of career. You know what I mean? I've got a 5 that I'm planning on using, hopefully. And you know what? A Son would help me a lot, and I thought, if Harry's got one, I'll get one. And I went out to the market and I thought, no, maybe not. I don't think I'm quite packing a Son Heung-min. So I knew from when I did my video, there was 2 points of the perfect run I was trying to craft that needed a wee touch up. So I went back and looked at them, and I needed either a Japanese defender, which is not what I managed to do, but the other one was for a potential second. Let me go and get the list. I'll share screen with you. It might help. Yes, I've not updated it, so yeah, this will be fun. Let me find the list and I'll show you. But anyway, it's a potential hit for it'll be potentially my second, or no, that's the Japan one. So the Japan team, right? Check this out. Right, where's the screen that we're on? Share.
Oh yeah, let me get your screen.
And then right. So potentially my second run at the 5th streak, I'm using Simon for Spain, and I'm waiting for Japan to play, and that's maybe like elongating kickoff times and stuff. So I think with Japan, I need to know that they're going to start, because Simon plays before Japan, if you get me.
Is that the first round of games? Because I've got...
This will be the second. No, this is the second time round.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think I need to know that I need to have Japan starters, kind of thing. So I'm looking at, because Suzuki should play, but he might not start. Hiroki Ito's who I want, because he will just start. Plays for Bayern. There's no way they're not starting.
100%.
So, and then that will kind of do fine from there, I think, as long as Fujita starts, which it looks like he will, but not certain. But then my second attempt, so obviously get 3 lives. So let's imagine this doesn't work, or Japan don't do the business against whoever they're playing. This would be my second life at the 500. And I've got 2 keepers here. I've got Livakovic and Mignan. And then I've got some classics, some in-seasons here, right? But when you really try and think about, how are the teams going to build, because Mignan's a classic keeper, I only have in-season Kante for mid, and I only have in-season Kramaric for up front. It is really limiting here. So I needed more, essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
So what I've did to buff this out, and I think I've done job done with it, is I went and got Batman. I went and got a Baturina in for Croatia mid, and I got a Pasalic in for Croatia mid as well. So they might not necessarily, I'll add them to that list, right? Because I've not done this yet. I literally have just did this while I've been out. So that was 23, wasn't it? Yeah, the 3rd life potentially, or the 2nd life, depending on how you want to think of it. I've went right in the deep end with planning this out, because you need to do it by days, as you said at the tip off of this. You absolutely have to be looking at it in that sense. So I've now got 3 in-season mids, which means I can play a classic forward the Livakovic team, which could be Cherky, Algeria play on this day as well, because I've got Mahrez, he's the forward, blah, blah, blah. So I need to play a classic forward in this for one team. And in the second team, I'll have classic Nyan, I'll have Kramaric up front. And I'll probably play the Croatia midfield with Kramaric or something. I don't know, blah, blah, blah. I'll work it out, but it now balances, it now does well. And now, because I've got in-season Livakovic, I've got classic Josko, and then I've got in-season Pasalic, Baturina, Kramaric.
Okay.
If and when Croatia progress, I have a Croatia team.
Nice. You know what? That's actually one thing it kind of slipped my brain a little bit, but it came to me earlier in the sense of obviously the first streak ability is like 16 days, obviously group stages or whatever. Obviously, you're going to want to be playing in the second one if you can. Now, I know there's going to be less teams, less games, and obviously, all that stuff, harder to a degree. But like you said, yeah, if you can, somehow get a couple going through, meaning like a couple of your sort of stacks going through, it's going to be a big advantage, right? Having games and players playing that second round of streaks. Now, it is a massive tournament, right? So like, isn't it most third places go through as well?
Yep.
Or yeah, so
A lot of thirds are fine.
Fine, okay. So yeah, likelihood is unless you've picked the absolute duds like your high teas and stuff, sadly, like they probably ain't gonna make it. So for the most part, yeah, we're all probably going into the second round of the streaks, in decent form, I guess. As far as like just the quantity of players. But yeah, on what you said there with the whole day thing, I do think like I completely agree with you. I think if you like speed run in the first few streaks, you kind of have to do it by day if you want a chance of having multiple goes at this thing. I know you get 3 lives, but multiple rounds, I mean.
Yeah.
But I do think like it could make sense. Now I know you're playing with the DMP Devil, right? But it could get to a stage where, let's say I'm on the 4th streak, I'm four days in. I might want to then spread my whole lineup across the next 5 days, depending on like who my players are of. I know this is all, you have to pick and choose, but ideally for that 5th streak, I want like Son in there, I want my Messi in there, I want whoever else, right? But they might play on like over a week, maybe 8 days. I don't know. What I'm saying is like, I think you can get away with going non-daily for the big streak as long as you're picking players who are like, I know it's easy to say, but on paper, like completely nailed as they come. You need a big score anyway, so you're only going to play players who are like Van Dijk captain for the Netherlands and, fucking Kimmich captain, wherever for Germany. And, you need big scores, but you need players who are going to like be reliable without getting news. Because my example was like, when you guys play Haiti, like I'll show you on my screen here, but just an example. So for example, say if I've hit the first streak with South Korea, I've hit the second streak with a whole Canada team. I don't have one, but let's say I did. I hit the 3rd streak with the USA in the night. I'm on the 4th streak already, right? In rare or limited. I don't fancy any of these outfielders here, but I really like Angus Gunn at Haiti. I play Gunn, but then I go, Kimmich on the next day, but he's locked in. We know you can't touch him, which is a problem, but I don't think it will be for those big players, is basically what I'm getting at.
Totally.
So like, again, not easy to do, not easy to have those big players in season and whatever else, right? But at the same time, I think that's how you need to kind of play it for the big streaks. Because like you said, everything's spaced out. So even if you do have an Australia goalie and you want to play everyone in this same day, well, everything else is a potluck in the sense of like you're locked in. It's really it's interesting, but then I was also thinking, like, how is there a way? Do you think you'll be able to cancel a life? Meaning,
I think you will.
You do.
I believe that doesn't. I don't think they've said anything that would. I don't think they've spoke on that at all. But I think those mechanics are everywhere in the game. So I would be surprised if it wasn't there.
So like what I'm saying is, say if I played Matt Ryan here at 12. But I played a whole Germany stack with him, and Matt Ryan killed me. Could I cancel that lineup and play those 4 German players in the next round, if that makes sense? Like when Germany start? I know it's only an hour here. It's tricky, but you think you could, yeah?
So. Yeah. Because you can do it with Arena and stuff like that. Like, I don't see any reason
not to.
I just think the way the game's built, it's just part of the fabric, in it, that kind of thing will be open.
Yeah. Sorry, lads, I'm miles behind on the chat, but yeah, appreciate everyone popping in. I know I've
Oh, I
given a
forgot about the
few.
chat.
Yeah, I've put most of the lads
Oh,
on the
been in a comfy
screen.
seat.
I know lads were saying Gilmour out of the squad. Yeah, massive miss for Scotland. I think without speaking, too much
Kind of
on.
makes the stack choices a lot easier though, because the midfield is like
Interesting.
it's like it's going to be Adams or Dykes up front. Probably Adams to start most games for me, and then McTominay, McGinn are in the front line somewhere. Then now he likes playing a pacey player, which has been Doak, and Finlay
Yeah.
Curtis has emerged. So I think that's like the way the front line goes, which means there's just two midfield spots, and it was Gilmore, McLean, Christie, and Ferguson all going for them.
Right.
And now it's not. It's Christie, Ferguson, McLean, and then like Fletcher's not going to
He's not.
appear.
Yeah. Right.
He's not going to get. He might get a cap, maybe off the bench for a minute or something, but he's not going to play. And McLean, although he like scored from the halfway line and all that, and it was pure,
Yeah.
like he's not an athlete at this point in
Right.
time in his
Not
career.
anymore.
So I
No.
don't see him starting. I mean, I don't see him starting much. So I think it becomes
Interesting.
Christie Ferguson default now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I agree with you. And then McGinn a little bit higher up.
And then McGinn, McTominay, yeah, however they're going to be placed, there'll be a
Right.
pacey player, either Doak or Curtis, and then and then Adams or Dykes up front.
Yeah, like a 4-2-3-1 or however you want to
Kind
look
of
at
thing.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're actually watching the games, it might not look like that. Like it might look like 12 men behind the ball at times,
Like
and
5
whatever,
in
but-
midfield and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a gig.
It's gonna happen.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael reckon. Yeah, do we get Tyler Fletcher cards?
He better get a card. He
Yeah, it'd
should
be
get a
nice.
card. I'd
He
be so.
should.
I would be shocked, surprised, and horrified if he didn't. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it should be a rookie, a nice rookie too. That
It'd be cool. Yeah, it would.
yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm just thinking he hasn't had United cards, has he?
I don't think. No,
don't
he's
think
like
he
a B
has.
team player, man.
Yeah, no, I know he's only had like
Like his
17
professional
minutes
debut was at the weekend. He played in the friendly. That was like his professional
Right.
debut,
because
if I'm not mistaken.
has his brother been playing? His brother's been playing more at United, hasn't
Yeah,
he?
he's went English.
Jack Fleck. Right. Yeah. He's chosen England. Yeah, mad one. It's crazy.
For now. For now.
For now, yeah, 100%. That must be a weird one though. Obviously, your old man's out, like Darren. Obviously, played for Scotland. I don't know. It's a
Yep.
bit strange, isn't it? One going one way, one going the other. Because they're twins.
Well, they were
aren't
born and raised in Manchester. You know what I mean? He was a Man United.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
out and out. And then went to like Stoke, and then where? Like, nowhere?
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
Sunderland or something? I can't remember.
I don't know. That's just a
He
weird.
did-
I'd love to know
he's
the
lived in
theory
England
of
his whole football career,
For sure. I know, but it's just weird that one brother's picked one and one brother's picked the other. Like,
Yeah.
I just think that's mental. Because they
Totally.
are twins, right? I'm pretty sure they're exact, same age and everything. They're either
that rings
twins
a
or
bell.
like a year difference or something. Don says, excellent time, and lads, was tinkering the World Cup myself. Bought a Shagler, isn't it, to line up teams for the first 3 streaks in that opening week. Love that, mate. Love that, Don. Nice to see you.
Nice. Schlager's on it. I've got a Schlager too.
Hamed says, Quinny still confident Gordon doesn't start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that
Gordon's
the game
there
week they play?
Gordon's there for the Guinness Book of World Records crap. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Because he has
who
came
this was
through a lot, and
referring
he's
to.
obviously had his goal to like retire at the World Cup and all that. And like
Fair.
Steve Clark was just always going to pick him if he hadn't retired.
Yeah,
It was
100%.
like got injured again this season, and I don't know. Like he was all right for a minute this year, wasn't he? He played like 3 good games around Christmas time or something.
Yeah, for
But-
Hearts.
Yeah, but nah, he's not starting. Just no chance.
I wouldn't think so. Is that the game week they play Panama, Quinny? Is that what who do you reckon that was referring to? Croatia,
Yeah,
maybe?
who plays Panama?
I think you are. I think
Yeah,
the second.
it is.
Yeah,
It's not England. England's the first game, and then after that, it's good games. Or
Yeah.
Ghana's not good, but it's not England.
8 out of 12 advance. Love the intel. Appreciate it. Who is going to be peak floor? When is going to be peak floor price for World Cup players? Yeah, it's going to be weird, mate, because
Always anticipation. It's always
it
anticipation.
is. But it's also FOMO in the sense of like if players start starting and they weren't sort of deemed to, and
Yep.
we don't have game weeks other than Classic. We literally don't have game weeks for streaks. They don't
Yep.
exist. So it's like, the ability to pick up a player on the secondary or even
Yeah.
instant buy auction is just out to grab. Like everyone's on it.
It's like back in the 90s before transfer windows. That's the world we're going to be living in. You know what I mean? Where it's just like anything could happen at any time.
It's
You know
just
what
like
I
a
mean?
free for all. Like if you want to go
yeah.
to the shop and pick up, wherever you can. There's no curfews. It's like, it's every man and for himself type of thing. So it's a tough one. But you are right. In anticipation is normally the best sort of time. But then I don't know because you can pick these players up. There's no game week time frames and constraints. I think that then throws everything out the window personally. But
So I was kind of talking to myself a wee bit in that vein as well. See, because I knew that Baturina and Pasalic are for an attempt at the 5th streak.
fine.
So I've been really, see with the Scotland ones, I've been really like, I will only, see for like half of them, I only did like minimum bid. And I was like, I refuse to pay a penny more. For like George Hurst and a few other ones, which I got Ryan Christie and Kenny McLean on first bids.
That's nice. Yeah, the Christie will turn out really nice.
Yeah, which is pretty decent,
100%.
But so with Pasalic, who I got today, as you seen, was like £6. He maybe now that I'm talking about maybe a bit different, right? But Pasalic is a guy you'll probably remember. I loved Pasalic. He was an index guy for me. He was like under a pound.
Well. Yeah.
And he was like an IPD machine, loved a goal, loved an assist.
He'd just go off, wouldn't he? And just pop. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. And back then, he was like 24 or something.
He was younger. Yeah.
But
he always plays for Croatia, whether it's like off the bench.
Totally.
He loves playing for Croatia. Like, it's just a thing. So
it was always a super rare I wanted, but he's like a guy that for his whole time on Sorare is just terribly priced. You know what I mean? Because he's either way too expensive for how unreliable he is, or he's not playing and he's still priced like somebody who's playing or something like that. He's always been a tough guy to kind of get into. Yeah, so
unless you hold him, he's like tough to get hold of, isn't he?
Yeah. So I was quite glad to get that dead cheap. But I went more than one bid. I chased that up a bit and paid the £6. And Baturina,
yeah, I think you should.
I said to you, I was on £22 for that until the last like 40 seconds. And then me and a guy got into a fight and it ended up being like a 10 or more. So, and if I didn't know it was specifically for Streak 5, I would have let them go and maybe went for another auction and maybe I'd have saved a couple of quid. But the main thing I was thinking about there is imagine trying to buy them in preparation for Streak 5 at that moment in time.
You're going to have no chance. Yeah.
I'm not getting them for £6 and £33 at that point.
No chance. There's going to be a massive premium. Yeah, huge premium. So you'd rather pay up now and, hope you get there than like get there and not have them. And, you play it. Yeah, you're paying definitely probably 2, 3, 4x, without a doubt, probably. Definitely for the Pasalic. I don't know. About the Baturina is tougher because he's more expensive already. So like you're not going to spend 100 quid on the Baturina type of thing. Yeah. Michael, is the new set coming tomorrow? I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure they said Tuesday, didn't they, Quinny? I'm pretty sure. Man.
I thought everything was happening Monday.
I could be wrong.
MFL's Tuesday. Are you sure?
Is it? Okay, I've got them split, mixed up then. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I thought MFL was Monday. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. It must be
NFL. They're telling us about it tomorrow. Maybe fine, So the announcements tomorrow, but then packs and all this stuff is Tuesday.
Fine. Okay. Yeah, maybe then it is Monday. Maybe it is.
I definitely. I think I should know. I don't. But I can't remember actually. So, but I'm quite certain. Is it not meant to be tomorrow anyway? Monday. I think we all expected that.
I'm sure it was, but I don't know. Part of me has Tuesday in my brain. I just don't know why, but I could be massively off.
Maybe Tuesday.
Yeah, me and Gav are definitely battling for a lot of the same cards for the World Cup. Williams brothers play for different... Yeah, but they're massively different ages, Lee. It's a little bit different for me. They're like 7 years between them, and I'm not even convinced they have... I don't know, but do they have the same mum and dad? I genuinely don't know. I'm just spitballing. They probably do. I just don't know. Whereas I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure they're twins. Whereas Williams brothers, obviously Boateng again, but they've got. I'm sure Boateng brothers have different mum and dad, or different mum or whatever. Sure they do. But I don't know. Whatever. What was I gonna say? Yeah. So hopefully we'll have all the the set board and all the World Cup rare and limited streak boards out. Probably Monday or Tuesday now, because it is obviously really tough planning the builds. But it kind of dawned on me yesterday as well when I was making that video. It's like for a lot of these big teams, we don't have 30% cards on them. You don't have 30% Germany cards. You don't have 30% Spain cards. They just don't exist. So it does make the streaks not to. Of course, that makes it a little bit tougher inherently. I know we have a lot of in-season cards from those countries, and there's obviously big collection bonuses and people with massive 5% collection bonuses, max XP cards, you could get a 30% Bruno in theory. Whereas like if you bought a World Cup Bruno, obviously you get the 30% to begin with, then you get the 5%. So you get like a 38, 39% Bruno, let's say, with a couple percentage. What's it called? Oh no, you get a 49 technically because you get the card bonus in rare, that is. Limited would be 39. So there's actually like not much difference between like a really, really high powered 5% collection Sorare 26 card in comparison to like a World Cup card. Yeah, it is still juicier, the World Cup one, but you still, you'll get by with really high level Sorare 26 cards, I would say.
Yeah. Actually, it's not leaderboards. You don't need to beat anyone out.
Right, I just mean the numbers you need are just smaller, aren't they?
Yeah.
If the targets are just way smaller.
Oh,
But you're right,
totally.
yeah. You don't have to
You don't need to fear other people.
not at all. No. You don't have to fear anybody. Halogen, I
Yeah.
reckon we get friendly utility after the I mean, we'll get utility. I just don't think they'll be in season, will they?
Oh no, no. I don't think there's in-season friendlies happening. No.
No, that won't be happening. Dobbsy, what's happening, mate? But yeah, let's go through a couple of the nations then and just sort of pick out some of the nice players that we sort of fancy
fun.
or don't.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
Yeah, we'll run through all that.
Pick some
and then
noses.
Pick some noses and we'll do a bit of MFL.
Flick some
and we'll,
bogeys about.
We'll call it a day there. Now I know Mexico played last night, Quinny, and there's been obviously we know the Gilmore injury, but there's been a few I'm sure somebody got injured for Mexico, which wasn't like ideal. I'll tell you who it is now, or maybe I won't. I'm sure they said someone did like their ACL or something.
Oh.
Yeah, Figald. I can't remember who it was. It was somebody that was like, oh, okay, that's not ideal, but it wasn't like a big name. But yeah, Mexico team's not looking great, is it? Obviously, Jimenez is probably the only one you'd be taking for pens and, DAs, should we say. I'm sure that some of these players will end up being okay, but I don't think we'll have cards or do have cards for most of them. It's unrecognisable, sadly, isn't it, really, the Mexico team?
Yeah. Isn't it?
They have Obed
Never been like
Vargas.
never been a star-studded squad in Mexico for how solid they always are. There's normally like
Yeah.
a couple of guys you've heard of, like 2 or 3 that have like made it
Yeah.
to Europe. But yeah, it's not even really that. It's just really Raul Jimenez and Edson Alvarez kind of half a wee bit,
100%.
I know we all know him, but like he played for West
Right.
Ham for 2 minutes. Nobody knows Edson Alvarez, like,
No, not really, unless you're like into the football lore like we are. The World Cup set will have friendlies? Oh, you mean
yeah,
before the
probably.
World Cup? Yeah, maybe.
I think so.
Yeah, Don Q is right though. You are fearing other people in that they'll take away too much from the pot.
Yeah, true. Very good
But
point.
you have no control over that, really.
Yeah. Just got to Schadenfreude your way through it.
That was Flores for Canada was playing for Tigres and got
mate.
injured.
If you looked at Zendayas' scores, the guy for America.
Yeah, he ripped, doesn't he?
Oh man.
I know.
Man. I've heard people beefing that guy up for ages. I've never clicked on him ever. That's the first time I've looked at him. It's like, whoa, this
know.
guy. This guy knows
No,
the Matrix, man. He is Neo.
He rips, doesn't he?
You put him in a team that can get him 2 DAs a game, and he's Messi.
I know. His scores are ridiculous. Who does he even play for? I guess Mexico.
Club America or something random
Is
like
it?
that.
Yeah. He does
Club
rip,
America
to be
or
fair.
Atlas or something
Something
random.
like that. 100%. South Korea played yesterday, Quinny. I don't know whether you saw the...
I was checking the lineup out earlier.
Yeah, so it was 4-5-1
11
in
kinda.
the end.
Yeah.
Your goalie didn't start, but I don't know if that's a
No,
bad
it's
thing.
Joe.
Yeah, Joe started or played the whole game. Lee played, Kim didn't start, but yeah, Son started. Other than that, yeah, the rest sort of came off the bench. Juan came off the bench, got a goal. Cho came off the bench, got 2 goals. Kim came off the bench as well. Seo Young-woo got a cheeky little assist as well. But yeah, I'm high on Seo Young-woo personally as like a low budget defender. I think
Totally.
there could be some peaks in there. We've all know Seo Young-woo if you've been playing this game for a while, but Blue X sadly these days. But mate, he's super cheap, like you're picking it up for like 10 quid right now, like in season, World Cup in season.
Nice. I've
Which
got
I
Lee
think's
Plum
a bit of
and
a
Tim
bargain.
Minjay, so I've just got like no need for him, which is a shame. But
Yeah, he's just like
not no need for him. He's going to outscore Lee Han Bum, no doubt. But
right. Yeah, he's a nice one, I think, for the price. Obviously, Kang, Son, sort of pick your poison there. Really, Kim's going to be the most sort of stable, isn't he? If you want stability, if you want like 70 with upside, like you're picking him. But Sale Young Woo's the type that could just rip 100 somehow out of nowhere. Which do you really need that? I mean, yeah, great, it's
good group
great,
for
but
Korea.
it is a nice group. Like it's just so. It's just so Like I don't see a team there that I'm like, oh,
South
that was
Africa
really.
can't get it in the country.
They can't even get in the country. I saw that earlier. Yeah, mental, absolutely mental. You got Mbukazi there for Chicago. Sorry, Lyle Foster. Yeah, probably nothing to really to worry necessarily there. And then the Czech Republic, who have a couple of decent players.
Aye, they're all right.
You
They're
know,
like Conference League.
yeah, they're okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're
Sort of
Conference
League
League.
team.
Decent keeper. The Wolves centre back sneaky. He can really peak.
Aye, he can, man. He plays.
Yeah,
Last man tackle, we can get
he
4 of them a game.
loves the last man tackle. Kufal, we know he can score really well.
Mm.
It
Yeah,
could be a
okay.
defenders tournament, I reckon, Quinny. I don't know.
But
Seems like
early
a good
streaks, big defenders are cool. You know, for
one. Oh yeah,
360s and
100%.
420s. Big
Double
defenders are
defense
cool.
all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, take that all day. Sulic, is it Sulk? I don't know how to say it.
Sulch.
Sulch.
Such would be my guess.
Apparently he's going to take everything apart from pens, which is pretty nice.
Oh, that's fun.
I picked up this Provard kid. He plays for like Slavia Prague. He's like their number 10.
Nice.
And he kind of sniffs the odd sort of, free kick and corner now and again. I don't think he'll really take him necessarily off this lad, but I think he's at Lyon, isn't he? So he's probably a bit more about him. But yeah,
Get a bit more
Suchek on
prestige
corners.
when he shows up to international
Yeah,
duty. Where's Leon
he's got
Tracky?
a little bit more aura, hasn't he? Zendaya, this is great. Steven says, yeah, no doubt. Club America have too many set takers, so he kind of gets bullied off.
Doesn't look like it bothers him from what I've seen.
No, it doesn't bother his scores, does it? Jesus. Czech seem so boring these days. I remember when they put out guys like Nedved, Kola, Rosicki. Yeah, wow. Some big names. Big names. Kufal wasn't on the bench. Interesting.
Bundesliga, I don't know. Well, Bundesliga ended about 2 weeks ago, didn't it now?
Yeah, I don't know what the reason for that would be. But yeah, there's a couple of defenders I'd be taking there. And obviously, yeah, the Sulic kid and Schick's going to be Schicking again, probably. He always sort of turns up. It's like him and Mbolo. They always just turn up in like tournaments, basically. Mbolo more so, but Schick doesn't mind a little, halfway long goal against Scotland.
Yeah. Thought you were going to bring that up. Feel like coming.
Sorry. Group B, Canada. Weird one. Like, they do have some good players objectively. I don't know how it's going to actually transpire as far as like SO5 scores go. I think it's going to be a bit like, I don't necessarily see them like dominating games and possession and really sort of like steamrolling teams in any way. Like, there's some we know there's some really good players there, but like Switzerland are a very good team. Bosnia are okay. I don't think Qatar are up to much. So you can maybe give them a little not a gimme, but it could be some nice SO5 scores in that one. Who you sort of picking here, Quinny? Are you like fullbacks, Larea, Johnsons, or are you Bombinos? And I know Cornelius may be a sore subject, but
yeah. Well, looking at the squad there, like, I think their biggest problems are manager, because like you say, like I remember Canada. What was the last tournament we seen them playing? Was it a World Cup or something? I remember watching them at some point, maybe in a Copa America or something, and they had that English guy as a manager. What was his name?
Oh yeah, who did
Herdman. Herdman.
Yeah.
And they were like tough to beat. They were tight, and they would like, they had Alfonso Davies and stuff like that. They broke with pace. Tejan Buchanan.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at that lineup that's on that screen with Jesse Marsh in charge, like, I know the opposition, like you say, there are no real big shakes, but I look at that defense and like Richie Larea's cool, right? But the only one that I'm taking seriously at kind of World Cup level is Alistair Johnson, and I include the goalkeeper in that. Like, against Czech Republic, like, I don't know if, man, like, they could find it hard to score and they could concede very feasibly. And then what was it? Oh no, this is a different group from Czech Republic, isn't it? Who's in Canada's group?
Yeah, this is Switzerland, Bosnia, Qatar.
Yeah. against Switzerland, man, they're getting. I don't think they're going to get much. In Bosnia, that'll be a real fist fight for sure.
Hmm.
So, like when I look at that team, I think Tajon Buchanan is critical. I think AJ is the only defender I'd be picking.
I
Uh,
guess Alfonso Davies is technically a defender as well, card wise.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, of course. And but you know the lineups, so he's like iffy there now. So you'll know whether
yeah,
you're using Alfie Davies or not. Because he'll be in the team or not. And Joe David's on
100%.
pens and everything. So like, I just think he's just it's quite an obvious forward. He's actually like really good standalone forward because like if Canada, let's imagine Canada score 4 goals, he's probably going to get 2 of them.
Hmm. Hmm.
Over the tournament, I'm talking, or the group stage alone, depending on how you think it's going to go.
For
You know,
sure.
he probably scores to around half the team goals, I would guess.
Yeah, the Swiss pumped Jordan today 4-1
Nice.
in a friendly. Yeah, I don't know. Like they do have some good object like names. And honestly though,
Austria
like
played Jordan, and I'm just going to, I think I've got them for a smash, like
have
for a
you
big
like the whole
score.
lineup?
Aye. Austria, Jordan. Aye.
Yeah,
Oh,
they'll be whipping boys for sure, sadly. But no, honestly, like the last time I watched Jesse March's Canada, I think they played the USA and they battered them, and I mean battered them. Like,
okay.
mate, they actually, yeah, genuinely like taking who the lead sort of stuff and whatever out of it. Like, I swear he has them playing quite good, genuinely.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of like David or anything really like that. They're all like okay players, obviously really
Mm.
athletic, sort of four here. Kone can move as well. Estacchio's gone back to Porto now, but obviously had a little stint in LA, looked okay. Yeah, the back four's interesting-ish. Bombino hasn't played, it feels like, for like 3 years, but he is really good if he's fit, like really good. Yeah, Cornelius obviously been injured as well, so it's a weird one. Like they've all been injured. Larea, it's funny actually. All four of them, if you want to count Davis, all five have basically been injured all season, like effectively. Obviously
Tough, isn't
Larea and
it?
MLS been injured for like 5 weeks now. It feels like. I mean, I don't know who I'm picking in goal, by the way, because St. Clair's been honking
So
for Miami.
I think
Terrible.
I don't know how you don't pick Krapau. Like I'm looking at St. Clair there, thinking I wouldn't be trusting this guy at a World Cup.
Genuinely, I don't think I would be. I think I would go Kapow, honestly. And I wouldn't
Yeah,
be surprised if Marsh is sort of going to take into account their club form because although Orlando have been terrible, Krapau has like saved a bunch of shots, like a silly amount. Now, of course, he's facing a lot of shots, but as does Sinclair. But he seems to make so many mistakes. Um, yeah, it's worrying. So I'm like weirdly high on Canada. Not high to where like I think they're gonna go do something in the tournament, but like I'm confident, not confident. I would sort of bet that they make like second in that group. I don't think Bosnia are better than Canada. Personally, from what I saw Wales play, I saw them play,
sure.
and absolutely batter Bosnia. I know they went through, but like they did just, cheeky little corner kick and it's pens then, isn't it? It's just anyone's game. But
Yeah,
and that's not to say like I don't think Bosnia have good players. They objectively do have some obviously ex world class players in some ways and some up and comings in Azarbegovic and Baziterovic, whatever his name is, the PSG lad. There's some good players there, but I just don't think there's enough here to do anything personally. They'll finish third probably, but are you picking anyone here for SO5? Dedic is probably the only defender, isn't he, that you bank on?
yeah. I don't really like the defense, to be honest. Sucic, the
Yes.
centre mid, is a defender. I used to have him back
Is
in the
he?
day. He's got
Okay.
Moscow cards, and he went
Interesting.
to China, and he was okay in China for like a couple of games, but he didn't play that
Oh,
much.
wow.
But he was all right once in a while.
Yeah, yeah.
So Sunjic is he's maybe actually a pretty interesting card in his own wee way. But yeah, Dzeko and Begovic are the only, and Vasilj. Obviously, I'm biased on a few of them, but
Yeah. It's weird. Like Azarbegovic isn't on to start, which is kind of mental, really. He's like their
yeah,
super sub. But the manager seems to love like as much as he doesn't play for PSV. Sorry, like he seems to just start all the time for his country. He is objectively a good player, but it's just mad how Azarbegovic doesn't start for me.
Canada are a home nation as well, which does add
Yeah,
into the
it
complexion of
does help.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because there's that element of things like a lot of these nations won't be used to playing at the sort of humidity and America slash Mexican. I know Canadian Canada's probably not as. I mean, it's going to be objectively quite warm, but I don't think it's like as humid as playing in like Florida is, right? Like I know it's not. So it's like there
totally.
is the elements are there to be sort of feared in some ways for a lot of these countries. So that'll make things super interesting. I think Switzerland's probably the best team we've sort of, well, about to sort of speak about so far, I would say. Always seem to turn up at tournaments, and I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, pick whoever you want, really. I think there's SO5 players all over the shop here. Even like Sylvan Widmer's, he was my Football Index god for years. Like I love Widmer. Used to just pop now and again on like, yeah, crazy IPDs and stuff. Used to take some corners. Elvedi, we know he can score really well at Kanji. The same. Rodriguez is probably, yeah, he's probably the one that you probably avoid. I think just as far as like he's just kind of really regressed, hasn't he? As far as he plays still for Bears now and again, but it's like he's just a
Yeah.
solid left back now. Like he's not going to do much in these SO5 sort of games for you. Shaka. Freuler always seems to turn up and do things at tournaments, and despite his sort of age. Reed has scored really well this year, hasn't he, for Augsburg, I think.
Yeah, he's done all right. I don't know how, and also I don't follow Switzerland, but I don't see how they don't start Manzambi the way he's been playing this season.
I think he'll
Fuller's
start
like
somewhere.
34.
I know.
Yeah, and Reeder's not that athletic, and Shaka, as we know, is like a bull, but he's not. And
He's not
then
going to be running around everywhere. Yeah,
yeah, so
100%.
yeah, it's a really strong team, like you say, turn up for tournaments.
Nah, it'll be
Yeah,
Neuer Michael if he's fit, by the way. Sorry, Quinny.
yeah, it will be Neuer. Neuer's been dusted off and brought back in for one
Yeah.
more time.
Last dance. But yeah, Vargas will probably take a lot of the corners, as well as maybe Shaka potentially. Mbolo took a pen today. Shaka also took a pen. Both scored. But yeah, and Doy's obviously super athletic. Could easily get into some dangerous positions and grab some assists
I
and
like
goals
Ndoye.
from.
Ndoye's like
Yeah,
a
he's good.
good forward. Like he loves to,
Yeah.
he can get 10, 15 AA in a match, no problem.
He's like a Doku in the sense of like he just gets dribbles, take-ons, contest one type of forward.
And he'll cross,
And he can cross as well.
blah,
Yeah,
blah,
yeah.
blah, all that stuff. So
No, I like it. Yeah, it's got it here. Yeah, Vargas corners, Shaka
Vargas, of
free
course,
kicks.
well.
Yeah, I don't mind a little Ruben Vargas in the old gallery. But yeah, I fancy Switzerland. I think they'll. I don't think they'll blitz the group. But I'd be shocked if anyone beats them or even takes points off them in that group. Personally, Canada game
I'm
will be
also
tight.
surprised Okafor wouldn't be a starter for them.
Yeah, I think he's
He's
more
like
of an impact sub. Like, yeah,
yeah,
I agree with you. But it is it's tough to get past like an Ndoye or maybe a Vargas as far as like his work rate, what he does for the team going backwards. Maybe I don't know. That's kind of the only thing that comes to my brain. Because the lad you just said then,
Okafor.
yeah, Okafor's been really good this year, like really good for Leeds. Group C, some big nations in this one. Starting off with the old Brazil. No Neymar in the starting 11, we assume. I know he's like basically injured, but
Yeah.
what are we thinking here? Who are the main takes on paper? Is it Rafinha over Vinny? What we thinking? Corners for Rafinha, free kicks.
I really like the thought of Brazil before the squads was announced, and see when I love Gabriel Magalhaes. I think Marquinhos is boss as well, but I don't know the defense and the back line. I don't know when I seen that I think the depth is pretty terrible. I don't think there's anyone really like it's not like a Brazil defense of any generation before. It feels a wee bit kind of sub, let's say. And then like I love that Luis Enrique as well as much as anyone else or Paqueta. Yeah, love that. Yeah, Charlie Point, love that. But again, like you don't normally look at a Brazil front line and there's a hole in it. Like again, I'm a big fan of Cunha. I think he'll be good, but you would need like Vinny, Rafi, and then probably Rodrigo. Like you need that level of to make me feel like that'll all come together. And maybe one of those other guys like Paqueta could have a good World Cup. Maybe Luis Enrique does well. Don't get me wrong, but I think Rafinha's a must-have. I think Vinny's just going to play so much, and it's under Ancelotti. So
His love child, isn't it?
yeah, so I think you're only really taking Cunha on budget. Like if you've not got the money for Vinny and Rafi, there's a double forward with Bruno G as the mid, and then Becker pick a defender, and you're done.
Yeah, I think Rafinha is probably the obvious standout just because he'll be on everything centrally. He'll be on the ball so much more. Yeah, Vinny will have a massive DA sort of output on paper, hopefully, if you've sort of got him. But yeah, Casemiro, Bruno. Obviously, I do rate both of them, but yeah, defense. I don't know. There is probably worries there. Like it doesn't look immaculate. It doesn't look complete as a Brazil side maybe has done in the past, or definitely has done in the past. But yeah, I think we've got to maybe get that out of our head to a degree. But at the same time, having players like Neymar off the bench, it's not a bad little sort of trump card to have, is it?
If Neymar can get fit and play like 3 or 4 games, like he
wild,
fits that hole that's on that team.
Yeah,
That team needs like
100%.
Neymar.
Rafinha over here, Neymar in here, and we're cooking.
Just cover for him, everyone.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't know. Even if Neymar was fit, though, do we think he actually starts? Like, say if Neymar was like 1,000,000%, because it seemed like, I mean, it was a toss up whether he was going to get into the squad. So you can't tell me he was going to like walk into the side and be like the best man. No, I know it's Neymar, but like,
I think from the bench is where you're mainly thinking about him for the squad.
Same.
But in the group stages, there's a game where they're going to smash. They've got Scotland, Haiti, and Morocco.
100%.
So he's going to start a game. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And then in the group stages, like, see for guys like Neymar, or it could be any player you want to think about, right? Especially in the knockouts. See if they are a 60-minute sub, a 70-minute sub, and the game goes to extra time, your scores are going to be all right if they're as good a player as you want them to be, like, so.
Definitely.
So the knockouts, someone like Neymar coming on in the 75th minute
could easily outscore anyone on the pitch, basically.
It's still pretty big,
Definitely. Ryan's a really nice super sub as well. Yeah, that'll be frightening.
Of course, Ryan's quite frightening, man. Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Could be his World Cup. Like, he could be like the little emergence type.
100% he could be. Definitely. And then he ends up starting ahead of Luis Enrique, and then he just explodes. Like, I could see that happening, basically.
It's like the Argentinian World Cup, the Qatar there. Like, they started Lautaro, and he was just not quite doing it. And then they went Julian Alvarez.
And it just popped in it.
And then Alvarez is just, obviously, he's been brilliant anyway, but like that really made him,
100%.
Because he was like, I know Messi won the World Cup, right? But Alvarez was like the guy that did it all. Like, not all, but it was he did a lot.
Oh, he did a lot. He did more than a lot, 100%. Morocco, first game for Brazil. Mate, I think Morocco are going to go really close. I've got a weird feeling about Morocco. I think they're really, really good. They've got players everywhere. That can be threats in all sorts of different sort of positions. I know Hakimi's the obvious sort of defender choice. Mazraoui, I'm sure, will just churn AA as he normally does. Like, he won't be much of an attacking threat, but you don't need that when Hakimi's on the other side. Brilliant balance. And then Unahi's I know Girona went down, but he did objectively play pretty well for them, by all accounts. El Yanui has been pretty good as well for Roma. He's worked his way into starting 11 here, instead of like an Amrabat, who's obviously aging a little bit. But then that front sort of three, I don't know much about the El Kabi lad up front, but like Brahim, Saibari, Abdi is fucking like naughty. Like, it's really interesting.
Yeah, good techers in there for sure.
Quick, like flair. Like, it's a bit of everything, really. I know Brahim's not really a starter for Madrid, but like Abdi's had a hell of a season, as has Saibari as well. So, and
remind me how it went. Are Morocco the African champions, or are they the rightful African champions?
I don't think it's been decided yet, is it, lads? Let us know in the chat. But I'm pretty sure it's still going
I forgot what way it's all settled and where it went and all that.
Didn't they? And then Senegal appealed it, or was it the other way around? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I've totally lost track of the whole thing.
I actually don't know. El Kabi won the Conference League for Olympiacos last year. Interesting. Okay.
Cool.
I'm sure you'll be a handful up there with some really nice players in behind them. I'm really high on Morocco. I know it's obviously Brazil in their group, but I think beyond that there could be a nice little route to a decently high finish. I think we've got Haiti. I mean, there's actually some players here randomly, like Delcroix, who's at Burnley, Belgrade, whatever his name is, was at Wolves. Isidore, Sunderland. There's a couple of Premier League players here, on paper. They all play for decent teams. I know Big Johnny Placidi sadly might not start according to this. I know. What's happening? Brings a lot of experience, but he's currently out with a knee injury. Ooh. If he's not fit in time, Pierre will take over. That'll be gutting if Big Johnny doesn't get to go to the World Cup, or at least play at the World Cup, shall I say. Dukans Nazon has been around for donkey's years, it feels like, on this game. don't know where he's playing right now, but he's been everywhere, it feels like. But yeah, Bellegrad, whatever his name is, he's the one that should be on the old corners. I think I've seen him friendlies before. He does actually peak now and again, but yeah, obviously very tough group to sort of contend with. And then the Scots, McGinn on everything basically. It seems. Quinny, is he McGinn over McTominay or what?
Whoever's done this is messing with everyone. On Shanklin starting up front, like that's just not. I don't claim to be a Scotland expert. Far from it.
Especially as Shanklin scored 2 against Curacao, Quinny. That vital game against Curacao.
Yeah, nah, I don't see.
Not happening.
It maybe has increased his chances a little bit, right? I wouldn't rule that out entirely, but like he's not starting over Adams for me.
But the rest of the team, what do you reckon? Curtis or Doak in before, like McLean, technically?
Yeah, that was the way I kind of had it. It was like, yeah, Doak or Curtis for McLean, and then Christie's deeper.
Nice.
And then, yeah, the back four. I think they're selling Grant Hanley short here. I don't know how fit Scott McKenna is, but Steve Clark loves Grant Hanley. Like, he really loves him, you know, so... it could be Hanley McKenna. I don't think Hendry's really that nailed for what it's worth. I think Hendry's maybe a bit more. If McKenna can't play, Hendry plays.
Okay.
But I actually think Hanley's like, and I don't really have numbers to really, but the way I perceive Scotland and Steve Clark loves Hanley in the big games, and Hanley's like no nonsense man, smash a guy for you, you know, put his body on the line, fly through the air, put his big dome on the end of it. He'll give you a bit of that. When the pressure's on, when the temperature's up, it's getting hot in the kitchen, you know, he's still being himself. Whether you like that or not, he's still being himself, you know. It's not for everyone, but it seems to be for Steve Clark.
So is it Robinson or Tierney or both? What do you reckon?
Again, like we're playing Haiti. I think this will be the way we play Haiti, right? But against like Brazil, I don't know about Morocco. It'll be hard to we'll see how it goes. But we could play 5 at the back, and you're taking off the fast player, or you're taking off one of the mids, and then you're sliding Tierney into a back 5.
Mm-hmm.
You're using Robbo and Hickey, or whoever the right back could be. Hickey's never seen Gilmore get injured. Of course, Hickey loves an injury as well. That's why there's 3 right backs in the squad. In case you hadn't noticed, he's Steve Clark's not backward that way. He knows he's dodgy with all of them. So, yeah, you're asking him then for the width or whatever. So, I don't know how likely that. I think Tierney comes off the bench a lot.
Fair enough. If you had to pick one midfielder, is it John McGinn?
Sorry.
Or is it Scott McTominay?
If I'm only picking one, I'm taking McGinn.
Nice. Corners, free kicks, everything, yeah?
I don't think he's quite on everything. Ferguson likes a few of them, which is why I think
I've heard Christie likes a few of them as well.
Yeah.
He did this weekend anyway. I know McGinn didn't play, but... yeah. Yeah, Ferguson could be in there as well for sure. There's potentially a couple of takers in a lot, you know, in that sort of midfield 5.
McGinn, McTominay is like absolute superstar potential right now, and really the poster boy. McGinn is like Mr. Scotland, you know,
for
like
sure.
This whole generation of success is built on John McGinn, you know, like
100%
over the last I don't know how long Steve Clark's been the manager, but it's about 70 or 80 caps he must have by now. Maybe not that much, but a bunch. So I don't know. If I'm only picking one, I'm picking McGinn for reliability. But the best option is probably McTominay.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has
just score a goal out of nothing, can't he? Yeah. Like, you know. Alf, yeah, we did check the Canada lineups if you want to scroll back, mate. Group D, beginning with the US of A. They are playing Senegal in 30-odd minutes, Quinny. The lineups are confirmed for the first friendly. Matt Turner's in goal for the first game. Ream, Robertson, McKenzie, Freeman, Berhalter, Adams, Pulisic, Rayner, Dest, Pepe. Against a very strong Senegal side. Jackson, Mane, captain, Ndai, Kamara, Sars. Yeah, some big players there for Senegal. I'm not too high on the US, man. Genuinely, I don't think they'll be that great.
I've always hated Pochettino. I'm never going to stop hating Pochettino. And see, with all this AC Milan chat before the World Cup, man, doesn't that just show you the colour of the man? He is.
Yeah, I mean, if that's true,
he stinks. He stinks, 100%. Man. He's an absolute faker. I'm not a fan of him at all. And yeah, I'm with you. I really like the squad. To be honest with you, like I really like the squad. The defense it's been better maybe in previous kind of generations or whatever. You know, they've had some good guys just get a bit too old recently.
Hmm.
But the midfield and forward line has never been better objectively. You know, status in Europe, career success, however you want to rate it. You know, this is like golden generation time for America. Home nation World Cup, Premier League manager. You know, ex PSG manager, but he's a bloody dumpling.
100%.
But I hope, like, you know, the part of the thing I think about Pochettino, right, is I think he's all talk and whatever, right? And the thing where, like, it could work out is, and I'm half American, so I can say this and it's not racist, right? But Americans, like, if you can talk good, you'll get through quite a bit, I think, in a lot of these types of settings, you know, being a leader or, so I think if he can hopefully talk just the right shade of bullshit. If he can just quite nail it, it might
Get
work.
the
You know, they'll
yeah,
all like
yeah.
think he's brilliant and it'll engage and it could do something for them. But yeah, man, I don't look at this team and think about Mauricio Pochettino in the dugout and think, oh, aye, they are going to have a World Cup to remember. You know, I don't think that at all.
Right. Yeah, yeah. No, I can't I can't disagree with you. I think there's some good players, but like, it's not as if you've got like vintage Pulisic coming into, like, he hasn't, it doesn't feel like he scored a goal all season type of form.
Yep.
Gio Reyna still making the squads. Like, yeah, Balogun's had a really good
Wild,
season,
isn't
don't
it?
get me wrong. Like, there's just some things you're just like, this is just like a reality show at this point. Like, the US job is just like a reality TV show, it feels like. All
Yeah.
these guys flying from Europe
No
and
Luna
like
for Reina
nothing
is
happens.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing
Yeah.
happens. Like every year, it feels like, and like you said, home nation and stuff. But like, I know it hasn't happened yet, as in like the games and the tournament hasn't started. But I think if you would have told me like 8 years ago, the US is gonna have a home nation World Cup, like their teams like could look like this. I'm looking at this and going, this is disappointing personally. Like, there's no like stars. I don't think there's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meaning
You're
like
quite.
no club stars.
Yeah. No, you're quite right there. I don't know. I think if you put Mark McKenzie in that back three over Tim Ream, that's a pretty good 11.
It's
I
decent.
think.
Yeah, yeah. I think Freeman
You
will
know.
play. Freeman's unbelievable for Villarreal. He's so
Yeah.
good.
He
He'll
could be
play
a very
somewhere.
effective.
I just don't know where, because he can play right back, obviously, and he
Because
could play here.
McKenzie will mix it with any midfield duo. I
Oh,
think
for
in this
sure.
tournament, like
Yeah,
they'll
yeah.
they'll get right in amongst
I'd
it.
rate Adams. I
Fine.
think Adams is
Yeah.
class. But like they're not
Same.
like stars. Like
No.
there's no star power. If Pulisic was like on top of the world like he was a couple of years ago, not on top of the world, but one of the best players in the world at one point, he kind of was top 15, 20. You wouldn't have him nowhere near lists like that at this point, sadly, would you?
No.
You just wouldn't.
Nah. No chance.
And I
Yeah.
just think a lot of weight on his shoulders, and I'm sure you'll get if we're talking SO5, I'm sure you'll get DAs and stuff, and you'll have really good AA for a forward just because he's just so active and on everything. Um, be careful
Yeah.
living in the
Seen that.
US. The LeBron have sucked.
You seen that meme? I take it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Richards is injured, but I think he will be okay. I don't know though.
Aye, he was on the bench for the Europa League final. I don't think it was a very
Yeah.
big bench they had, but it was like 40 guys on it. But he was on the bench, so he might just about be fine. I was meaning earlier with Mackenzie, Charlie, I think, mentioned that Ream's the captain, so probably nailed. I think that's a great point. I was just more meaning
Yeah.
like look of the team, like Mackenzie's at Toulouse and
Right,
trust it, Celtic
he's
Richards.
back.
But
You must remember this name, Quinny, from the live chat.
I definitely remember
Yeah,
writing.
yeah.
Of course I do.
Yeah, we've had a couple of these, Quinny, haven't we? Back from the dead type of big,
Yeah, yeah.
YouTube comment names. It's great to see. Yeah, buzzing to have you back, mate. Yeah, missed that name. Like, it's just funny. Like, these names pop up, Quinny. And it's like, I thought you've been here all this time, type
Yeah.
of thing. It's one of them weird ones. No Pepe over Balogun. Balogun will play. I think Balogun will start.
He's been doing it in
Pepe off the
France.
bench.
Yeah.
Pepe's been okay for PSV, but like he's been injured a while, and yeah, like he's good, but I think he'll come off the bench. Donq's on the ball there. 100% Donq. As Quinny said, mate, I'm weirdly not high on Paraguay, but I think there's some really good SO5 players here, and Ciso will be really interesting. Diego Gomez, Almiron obviously hasn't been great for Atlanta, but mate, Gomez will churn
Who's in the
AA
group?
for fun. USA. Australia, Turkey. Like Paraguay
Okay.
could easily finish second or first in that group. They could. Did,
First,
who are you saying first? Turkey.
Turkey. If
Mate,
not
Turkey are
America.
not as good as you think they are. Trust me. I've
Show
seen
me.
them play
Show me the tail of
Wales.
the tape.
I mean, you can look at the team all you like, mate, but I'm telling you, they're not as good as you'd hope they'd be. I've seen Wales absolutely batter Turkey. I've seen it with my own eyes. And that's not me saying, like,
Okay.
I think Wales are amazing. I'm just saying, like,
You've seen it,
they're
but I
not
get it.
as good as you probably think in a weird world. Yeah, they have some world-class players. Ardagula, obviously Kochu, you know, Kalanoglu. Like, don't get me wrong, there's definitely players there. But, like, you can't look at that defense and go, oh my God, like, they're going to be a brick wall and, like, they're going to steamroll. I just don't see it. I don't. I don't see a clear number one in this
That's fair. I
group.
can
I
accept
don't.
that.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's a massive statement. I genuinely don't. Like they might win it, like in the group, but I'm not like, oh my God, they're gonna blitz it. Like I look at the Switzerland one and go, I think Switzerland blitz that group as much as like there's still Canada and Bosnia there. I really think it's tight this group, mate. I really do.
Okay. I could definitely see America underwhelming. I
Yeah,
can definitely see again Paraguay versus America, giving them a bloody nose. Against Australia, you'd fancy them to get the job done. In Turkey, like if you think Turkey are a wee bit soft-centered or whatever, well,
I
it's
just
not hard. It's not hard to imagine. But I really look at that team,
right.
mate, and think Turkey should be battering Paraguay. America at home probably beat Paraguay. I don't
Yeah, I
think they've
don't
got.
know.
I don't know. I like some of the players in that Paraguay team, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to. I think Turkey. I don't know. I think Turkey are get quality will just show up in the tournament.
Did Yildiz get injured, lads? I'm sure there was a weird thing with that, wasn't there? I
Oh,
know
that's not one I've kept up with.
this guy got injured. Your Fenerbahce lad.
Oh, did
But
they?
he's
Brilliant.
like, no, but he's fine for the tournament. He's out for like 10 days or something. He got injured in training like the day after it was mad, like literally in training. I don't know. I just think Turkey are always underwhelming personally for like the amount of quality they do have. I
Okay.
just think they underwhelm, and I would not be shocked if they some not. I think they'll definitely progress from the group, but like where they finish, I would not want to put a bet on. I wouldn't.
Yeah, yeah.
I really, really
Good
wouldn't.
point. No, I'm with you.
Turkey, USA, Australia as a three. Well, you reckon Para finish fourth? Ooh, it's a big statement. I mean, I get it.
Paraguay.
I wouldn't be shocked. I don't think Australia is as bad as people are saying either, mate. I really don't.
Yeah.
Like, there's some decent players. I know, like, decent maybe doesn't cut it, but ultimately, like, if
Goals.
players like Cameron Devlin are 10% on to start behind five midfielders, like, I'm not saying he's a world beater, but, like, they have some decent footballers. Like, they must do.
Yeah.
You know, we
It's
watch
goals,
O'Neill
though.
week in. I'm kind of shocked though. O'Neill like is like nailed to be honest. Like I think he's okay, but I don't like. I'm not like oh my god he's amazing. I know he's MLS quality. You're not going to think that, but I don't know. I think they're sneaky. I do.
I like Australia too. It's just goals. That's why I don't.
It is just goals. You're right. It is that won't be easy to come by. Martin Boyle and I don't even know if he's going to play really, is he? But Hurstich, who did he play for? Quinny, you liked him, didn't you? Where was he from?
I don't think he was one of mine. I think is he a Bundesliga 2 guy?
No, I'm sure you had him in your Bundesliga streak. No, you had him for something. I can picture it. Yeah, you had him for Hercules, definitely.
Oh,
You did,
Hercules, of course.
100%. I knew you had him. I was like,
Hurstich,
I don't know where he
yeah.
plays, but I know for a fact Quinny bought him at some point.
Of course. Yeah, I forgot about
That's
him.
actually
Hercules
funny.
boy. He was part of the Jizz crew.
The Jizz Boys, yeah. Jizzing it
He's
up.
one of the Jizz boys.
One of the Jizz Boys. No, I don't know. I think that group's like not the group of death, but I think it's like weird. I could not pick
Yeah,
what
it's like
happens in that group.
It's a weird. It's definitely not death, but it's definitely like
Just weird, I think. I think any,
like it's up for grabs. Like anyone could win it. Anyone could finish anywhere.
100%. They really
Yeah.
could. Group E, Germany, obviously massive favourites. In the same group as Curacao, Ivory Coast, and it's one other, Ecuador.
Ecuador.
Germany, are they going to be as disappointing as they've been over the last 2 years, Quinny? What do we think? Everyone's fit. Vert is
I
fit.
think Nagelsmann does it. I think
Do you?
Nagelsmann will have them firing. Yeah, I don't know if they. I don't know how far they'll go, but I don't think they'll be. lackluster. I think they'll be
Yeah. Who you picking? Wirtz over Musiala
worse.
if you were SO5
Yeah.
in? Yeah.
I don't know if you go over. I think you try and get both.
Try and get
Musiala
both.
works. You don't want to be taking. What forward options do you have? You know,
Well,
like
both of them because they're both forwards technically.
yeah. Well, they're not.
Like
Both
Wirtz.
are quite hard to get. So if
Well,
you
not
get one of
really.
them,
Wirtz is forward for Liverpool, isn't he? So
yeah. But yeah, okay. Well, I've
that's
not
it.
checked the prices of these, but I just imagine that's still going to be more expensive than a classic mid.
You'd be surprised. It's not much in it. It's like 80 and 100 quid, something like that. In
Oh, really?
rare. I don't know about limited.
Fair enough. Fair
It's
enough.
yeah, it's not terrible. Donkey
I think
reckons
I've taken both of
Germany's.
them anyway. Whether you go double forward, a mid
Yeah,
and a forward, double
but
mid.
surely
I
you
don't
go.
know.
Yeah, you gotta go Kimmich though. I think over Musiala personally.
Yeah.
If you were only picking one mid, right, as like the man to just churn. But yeah, Musiala could turn up from like a DA perspective and just kind of blow it
Here's an
all out the
interesting
water.
one for you
Go
in the
on.
chat. Do you go Rom or Schlotterbeck for single defence?
Ooh, I mean, if Rom is like he appears here to be on free kicks and maybe sort of shares set pieces, I know Kimmich is going to be in there as well. Yeah, I don't know how that actually works. You know, Ram's the only left-footed there, so you could argue maybe there is a good argument to say he does have a good say in it. I think I'm taking Ram over Schlotter. Like I know Schlotter churns, but does he do it in the international stage as much as he does for Dortmund? I'm not as convinced. You're definitely taking him over Tar, or both of them over Tar. Um, I think I'm going round, mate, to be honest. I think I'm going for the upside, personally. Depends what
Nice.
streak you're on and whatever. But
Good
what
point.
about you? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just a peak master. I think I go Rom.
Yeah, I think Rom's a good one for this tournament. If we're talking defenders, Curacao, they were the ones that got beat against South Korea yesterday. I think Taith Chong actually scored a really good goal. I'm pretty sure someone I saw mention on X. Obviously, Bakuna
This is
brothers.
who Celtic beat, is it? No, Celtic. Scotland. Oh, no, it was
Was it
Korea. It was
Scotland?
Korea.
Yeah, it was Korea.
Or was it? It was it
Was
Korea.
it?
I don't know. I've got both games confused now. I'm sure Scotland played Curacao and Tahi Chong gets sent off.
I could be wrong. Yeah, I think you're right. Let me have a look.
We
South
beat
Korea
Curacao 4-1, I'm
played.
sure.
Yeah, you're right. They played Trinidad yesterday. South
Trinidad.
Korea did. You lads did play Curacao. So yeah, nothing really to say on that. Really, Ivory Coast. Is there an element of like, could they go sort of far as one of the African sort of teams? I think Morocco are pretty high in my. I think that, mate, Diamande. Imagine he has like an unbelievable tournament off the back of his Leipzig season.
We didn't
Well,
rule it
if
out.
they
They've got
wait-
power in their team. You know, they do have like goalkeeper and defense. Goalkeeper or fullbacks. I kind of worry about there on paper.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think
not
I
vintage.
don't know how the hell Ahmad starts over Pepe. That
I
is
know that one's weird.
that's crazy. Like
I know. But don't take like these are preliminary, and I
we
wouldn't take
all
these
know
numbers.
you play Pepe on the wing and everything will
know.
be fine.
I know, and Big Bonnie up front.
And he's been doing alright for Inter.
As
He's
it,
been
yeah,
doing
yeah.
alright. Yeah.
Okay.
They paid big money for him from Parma or something. He's not got cards. But he's been doing alright.
Yeah, it'll just be like give it to your wingers and just let them do some magic, right? Like
The midfield's quite cool, by the way.
It's
Sangha
good
can
midfielders.
smash.
Yeah, there's some good
Kessie's
players.
one back from the dead. Could be getting on the cheap.
100%.
And don't you just know that Christ is going to save America this summer? You know?
Is that is the Trabzonspor lad, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christ is coming to
Love that.
America. Don't you know he's going to absolutely kill it, man?
Seko Fofana just behind. Not bad. Mate,
Yeah,
honestly,
I've got him.
I think they've got a good team. I do.
They're alright. They're alright.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, Mandy's so expensive, but and outside of that, like the forwards are hard to. If Pepe is not nailed, I'm not buying a team built around Diallo.
No, not at all. Sorry, Quinn. I just wanted to say, lads, if you've not left a like on the stream, please do so. We haven't asked, or I haven't asked.
If you've not liked
yet.
already, then bugger off.
I don't know. You don't deserve to be here, lads. That's just a fact. Yeah, here we go. The likes are going up now. Brilliant, lads. Let's see if we can get to 50 likes. Means a lot. We're on 18. Why is Diallo so cheap? I'm not sure, Rise and Rashi. I don't know. Maybe people have the same thought as Quinny does, in that like surely Pepe plays. I don't know. I genuinely don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I
What
don't
do
know
you
if
think
about Ivory
about-
Coast.
My team, Uruguay. We'll get to Uruguay very soon, but I do like the look of.
They only announced their squad today or yesterday,
did.
but it only just came out.
Yeah. No, we
So we
haven't.
got two forwards on it or something.
They're literally three forwards, isn't it? It's like,
Three, is it?
yeah, it's Nunes, the Vinyas
Viña.
from my Oviedo Boyd, and some other guy I don't even know, Aguirre or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, hilarious. Literally three forwards. Rishu, no, we haven't spoke MFL yet. We'll be chatting that later on in the show, for sure. But yeah, I'm weirdly high on Ivory Coast. I think it could be the Yan Diamande tournament in a lot of ways. But yeah, Ecuador in the group as well. As my catchphrase goes, no mugs. They're
No
fine.
mugs.
Would you have them higher or lower than like a Paraguay, Quinny?
I think they're better than Paraguay.
Do you really? I think
I don't know if they've got a better
defensively,
situation, but
they've got a wicked defense. If you look at that, Quinny, look at that. Hinchapié, Pacho, Estupinan, and Picado used to play for Genk. I don't know who he's at anymore, but like that's a decent back four. Like that's better than Turkey's back four. Facts.
Yeah.
It is. I know that's not the comparison, but
Yeah.
I do think it's interesting.
Who's the goalkeeper? But does he play for like some university in Ecuador or something?
He's doing his masters right now. I think. He's on a scholarship, bless him. He could very well be. Yeah, it doesn't look great. No name, no picture. What is it? Let's have a look if we actually have something like that. Huracan? Is it this guy? Yeah.
Fair enough.
39,
alright.
Quinny. He's flying.
Oh, Jesus.
Number one. Don't forget it. But no, I don't know. I think they're decent. Enna Valencia up front. There's always a goal in
Is the goalkeeper older than Enner Valencia?
I believe so. Somehow. We'll get to that at the end, Rise and Rashi. We'll give our predictions at the end. You've got to stay tuned for them.
Sure.
We can't go giving out the gold early on, Quinny, can we? So Ecuador play live against the Netherlands. They have an A+ defensive wall. Hinchapié and Pacho are monsters, and then you have Caicedo in front of them. Yeah, of course. Good luck to the opposition attackers. Yeah, why wasn't Caicedo? Or if he was, I just completely ignored him. He was, yeah. Of course, yeah. Yeah, Alan Franco used to play for Atlanta. He's all right. And obviously Pedro Vite is a decent player, to be fair. Nelson Angulo, pretty sharp wingers at Anderlecht. I think he's at Sunderland now, isn't he? Randomly. Yeah.
January.
They're a decent team. Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think I'm higher than them than Paraguay. Group F, Quinny, the Netherlands. Is it the Memphis Depay show, SO5 wise? It normally is for the old.
I hope so. He's not played in like 2 months, but so.
I know, but he always turns up, doesn't he, for the old Netherlands? He loves the.
He'll get his headband on, get to town.
Headband on.
Memphis is coming to America. Second. Oh, there we go. There's another one.
Memphis in America.
Memphis and Christ are coming to America.
Donyell Milan's been on fire, by the way. Club football.
You can see him having a great World Cup, by the way. Being like the random guy that gets golden boot.
Yeah, could easily. It's probably like 9,000 to 1 at the bookies, but it could actually happen. Mate, Netherlands team's looking okay. Frankie's fit. Reinders, Grav. It's a good back four, depending on who plays. Obviously, he loves Ake, but obviously Van der Ven's just so athletically superior. I think there's probably a time and a place to play Van der Ven if they've got like an unbelievable right winger or whatever. Like if you're playing against Jamal, probably want to play Van der Ven compared to like an Ake. Timber, they love Dumfries. I don't know how I feel about Timber playing. I think they'll go Van Hecker personally. I don't think Timber will play centre back. Like if he plays, he'll play right back, but they love Dumfries, so I don't know how that actually looks.
I think their group is quite favourable for them. I would expect them to try and swagger on the ball a bit. Or maybe not, by the way, that's a tough group.
It's a weird group, mate. There's a couple of weird groups where you genuinely could not pick. Like, yeah, okay, like it probably is Japan or Netherlands atop this group, but who knows? like who the hell knows sometimes, you know? Yeah, Van Hecker always plays. I have a feeling Van Hecker will...
Him and Verbruggen are synced up, you know?
Yeah, they're synced up, and it just I don't know. Like, Timber's a little bit too short for me to play centre-back, personally. Like, at, this type of level, World Cup. I don't know. I don't think... Yeah, I don't know. It's a strange one, because, like I said, they love Dumfries, so it's going to be really hard to see how that actually looks. But it's a great midfield three.
Like, Van de Ven plays centre-back as well, surely.
Of course, but, like, you're not going to displace Van... Like... Van Dijk loves playing on the left, and he for some reason I think so.
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah,
he's
it does.
right-footed. I don't know. Yeah, it's an interesting one. There's a decent amount of depth. No, what's his name? Xavi Simons. Big miss to a degree. I know he's not amazing for the Netherlands, like historically. Obviously very young, but nice to have off the bench for sure. Sadly, won't be there. Japan, Quinny, one of
What a
your
team.
sort of sneaky dark horse teams after they had their training camp in the old was it Dunfermline or was it a
Dumbarton.
Dumbarton, wasn't it? Yeah, what do we think? I think they played today or yesterday in a cheeky little friendly. Let's have a look. Is this the Zion Suzuki tournament, Quinny?
Yeah, he's the only keeper to take in this squad for sure.
They beat
Um,
Iceland earlier. Sorry to
nice.
interrupt you. 1-0 Ogawa goal.
Oh, I seen Nogawa getting interviewed on my timeline actually. Um, it was a Kirin Cup they were playing. Japan do.
Oh yeah,
So see when Japan do friendlies before tournaments, they do them in Japan and they call it the Kirin Cup. And like they actually give you a cup and all that.
Oh wow.
Scotland were invited to the Kirin Cup and we won it. And see, because Scotland absolutely do nothing internationally,
Yeah, yeah.
like everyone in Scotland knows we won the Kirin Cup.
That's your World Cup, basically.
Like everyone who's Scottish in the chat, as soon as I brought it up, they knew where the story was going.
100%. Same for Bosnia, really, don't you? But like, it doesn't matter. Once you're at the tournament, you're there. Sorry, Quinny,
Yeah, no
to
problem.
interrupt.
No need to
Sweden
apologise.
is a strong World Cup team historically. Yeah, I
Totally.
do agree. I think they're sneaky. I agree with all the lads here. Sid, sorry
Sweden
lads, if we.
in the last World Cup that was in America, Sweden finished third.
Wow, interesting.
Do you know who led the line for them?
Henrik Larsson.
The King of Kings, Henrik Larsson, at the ripe young age of whatever he would have been at the time.
But they would
He
have
was
had a
young.
good team then, no? Like
That team was
Larsson,
like,
Seb Larsson,
oh,
Henrik
like later
Larsson.
on. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, who would have finished in that third
Like
place?
Ibrahimovic and Larsson and stuff like that.
Ibra, of
Freddie Ljungberg
course.
and
Yeah.
yeah, Sweden had a good team for ages. Like they
Yeah,
didn't
they
really
really did.
do great. Um,
Yeah,
can't remember what kind of held them back a bit, but Larsson and Ibrahimovic were up front for about 10 years.
100%.
Few
I wouldn't
tournaments.
read. Well, the way I read into this is like the Turner thing. I think if you're playing Matt Freeze in the second game, that probably is your stronger team. I think
Yeah, it's a coin toss,
because
man.
like
You
they're
don't
not
know
playing
yet.
McKennie today. They're not playing any of the
Mhm.
big guns. I know that doesn't
Yep.
necessarily mean anything to the goalie, but
Like
usually you want to go into the tournament having just tested your best team last, if that makes sense. I think.
getting a
But
rep in. Get a
yeah,
rep in.
get one last rep in, and you're only as good as your last game, aren't you? So it's like if that's the sort of rough team that's going to start the main game. Alf, we don't like not necessarily going through like prices right now, but I'm sure someone in the chat can maybe help you out on that right now. I don't know who the cheapest would be. It'd probably be somebody like,
Do they say in season or just generally starter?
yeah, you're talking classic in season. We need a little bit of context there, but I'm relatively high on Japan. I think they have a ton of SO5 friendly players. Kubo, Ritsu Dohan loves set pieces and everything. Ito the same. Obviously,
Taki
Deichi
Kubo.
Kamada. They got some players, man. They do. Even like Tanaka.
Japan are the team that, well, see what you're talking about with America. Everyone has Japan hyped to be like, oh, Japan could be Slick Rick, Streets Won't Forget,
Yeah.
I like them too. I don't really see many chinks in their armor, if any, but that group is rough,
It's a tough group. Quinny, we're being called out here. Apparently, our Sweden knowledge is a bit off. What is a bit off about it, Anton? I'd love.
What am I off about?
Yeah,
Larson
enlighten
played
us,
in the
please.
94 World Cup. Sweden finished third. I'm sure they did.
Oh, maybe
99%
Quinny.
sure. 90% sure.
Well, I wasn't born, so I have nothing to. I have no horse in this race. So yeah, if Quinny's off, it's not on me.
Oh, if he might be talking about you mentioning like Seb Larson at 94
Oh, in
World
that
Cup.
one, yeah. I just mean
Yeah,
like,
because that's like.
but like Henrik
that's why I
played
was like,
with
oh, you're
Seb
talking about later.
for a while, right? Like that was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
thing. Yeah. Oh, what was I looking at then? How difficult could be the fourth streak be without the World Cup edition card? Yeah, I mean, I said it earlier on in the stream. Said that I do think if you've got like really high XP, so at 26 cards, I think you're well within your sort of right to warrant like a big streak. Because I mentioned earlier as well, like there is no World Cup cards for Germany players, Spain players, some of the biggest teams, England, I know there's a couple. You know what I'm saying? So like, all you can do there is play Sorare 26 cards, and I'm saying that to say that like those are basically the best scoring players. So yeah, I think you'll be more than fine without them. Yeah, it'll be nice to have a couple sprinkled in there, like a little James 30% or whatever, right? Like it's gonna help, obviously, but I think you can get by. I think you can. Anton reckons they have a pretty bad team. We had a pretty bad team then. Ooh. I mean, you
Yeah,
always
like
need a bit of
they
luck,
had a
Anton.
great
Come on.
team. There's a few like
Yeah.
players, but like I say, they never did great. Sweden, but there was
I
definitely a
think they
tournament or
got.
two, but where they were closest and big results once or twice. Maybe penalties screwed them over, maybe against England or something. Actually, I
They
don't
always play
remember.
England, and something happens, doesn't it, with Sweden?
But yeah, I would always watch for Henrik Larsson when he was in Sweden.
Yeah.
So I have dormant memories that obviously I'm not Swedish, so I don't remember them that well. But the team looks alright there.
I think the team looks great. I think there's some really good players here. Like on paper, yeah, okay, how do they play collectively for their nation? Different story. But like, there's some good players here. Lots of experience. You know, I don't rate Gyökeres, but I'm sure you'll be a handful. You got Nygren's had a really good season. Alanga's, okay on his day. Svensson's
Gyökeres
at
scores against
Dortmund.
every team in that group for me.
He could easily, yeah. I think there could be goals in every one of these games, both sides, couldn't there? Easily. I don't see clean sheets anywhere here, sadly. We know
No,
how Bart's allergic to clean sheets domestically, so I don't think much will change there for the the international side of things. And yeah, there feels like there could be goals everywhere here. Reckons, yeah, Nygren could be taking most of the corners. I know, yeah, Iari likes a corner or two as
Potter
well.
loves Negren apparently.
Does he really? Yeah.
Aye.
Wow. Yeah, I like it. I mean, he's got that deadly touch, like anywhere 30 yards out from goal, there's goals to be had. So, and that's what you need. You need magical moments in international football. You need players to take their chances when they come, and they don't come very often. A lot of the times, it's like it's a bit of a chess game. International
Yeah.
football. It's not as gung ho as you watching PSG versus, I don't know, Lens or whatever. Like the team is. I didn't want to say Arsenal there because Arsenal aren't fun to watch on purpose. But last team in that group, Tunisia. Again, there's not too much going on here. Abdi loves taking everything apparently for Nice. I'm loaded up on Abdi's this year for the World Cup. I've got like 2 super rares, 4 rares. I'm all Abdi'd out. So we'll see how that looks. But yeah, obviously Hannibal at Burnley, Chaneki's in there. This lad was at PSG for a while. I think he moved to like
Oh yeah.
Wolfsburg and then moved elsewhere again, I think. I don't know where he is right now.
Maybe Frankfurt or something.
Yeah, somewhere sneaky. Sorry, just catching up with the chat. John Q says corners are going to be huge this World Cup. Seems every country is hiring an extra set piece code. Yeah, and every time a goal goes in, it's a 10 grand bonus. It seems like, doesn't it? For
By
all
the way,
these,
a lot of teams we were just looking at, and I was going to mention it with Sweden.
yeah,
A lot of teams we've looked at have got big centre backs. You look at Sweden's back three, and then Starfelt's defender number 4.
yeah,
They've
yeah,
got 3. They'll be sending all those guys up for corners.
massive. Yeah, yeah.
Vindel,
Heinz huge.
yeah. Lagerbelke
100.
loves a goal from a corner.
Yeah, 100%. Germany just scored against Finland. Quinny.
Shock.
Yeah, we'll see who got the goal there. But yeah, Tunisia. I mean, on paper, you probably think they finished 4th, but
They're
I wouldn't
definitely
be
the weakest of the 4, but
They are on paper.
they're not helpless.
They're not helpless. They do have some, some ability, but yeah, I don't think it probably is enough to see them go through. But weirder things have happened.
Yeah.
Group G. I think this one's a group of death, isn't it? Kind of. No, it's not. No, it's not. Dennis Undav scored for Germany.
Belgium don't win 3 out of 3. There's questions.
If Belgium don't,
Yeah.
yeah. But would you be shocked if they didn't beat Egypt? I wouldn't.
Well, they don't have Roberto Martinez as manager anymore.
Fine. Okay.
I'm not too sure who their manager is right now. It's probably somebody Belgian, but
Is it that good of a team? Really?
I love CDK. I'm sure I know you do too.
I think he's a good player. Yeah, yeah. I don't think he's like a
Trossard.
world beater.
Trossard, I'm
Trossard.
not. Yeah, I'm not a big admirer of.
I like Silemakers, honestly, but
Yeah,
um,
the Shelley's maybe a bit low level. Munir's a bit past
yeah,
it,
yeah. I just
and the Bass is a bit untested.
suspect. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
But
weird
that
one.
team's pretty high level overall.
I mean, there's some massive there's world class players there, but then sprinkled in, there's a couple of like I don't know, you could cost us type of players. That's my worry.
it's the back 4, really, isn't it?
It's the back 4 probably. Yeah,
Trossard could be crap.
100%. Rudy Garcia is the coach. Oh, I don't know.
I don't mind
This is a
him.
big
Rudy Garcia.
statement. There's no way you could look at that and say this is a cakewalk. Personally,
It should be. It should be.
I don't think Egypt are a cakewalk. I know, like, they haven't got
Courtois
names.
in goal.
Yeah,
Courtois
no,
is
he is, but
is a different type of
I've
keeper,
watched
man.
Wales beat Belgium in
Sure,
quarterfinals of the Euros. Courtois didn't do anything.
fair.
And this is like Sam Vokes and Chris Gunter, like balling
I
out
Robson
against
Cannon.
Hal Robson Kanu. Like, come on now, like like there's levels to this game, lads. If you want to get far in
Aye.
tournaments, you need Hal Robson Kanu. Now you're kind of right, but would I be shocked if Egypt managed to like get a draw against Belgium? No, I wouldn't.
Nah,
I,
okay,
I
fair
just
enough.
wouldn't.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you're
yeah,
right; they are obviously favourites, but like I don't think it's a cakewalk. Just knowing how weird Belgium are, if that makes sense. Like
yeah, yeah.
they're just underwhelming. Like maybe more, they are more underwhelming than like a Turkey have been generationally. Like we spoke about the golden generation of Belgium for like 15 years.
hmm
Hazard's come and gone, and nothing's happened. like
Rudy Garcia, as far as I kind of remember him, as I'm just trying to kind of rack my brains on him since he got mentioned there, like 4-2-3-1, defensive but wins. That's kind of his. That's the way I think of him from like Roma, maybe even Lille as well. I know he was recently at Lyon, but I don't think it went too well or too long. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but I think that's the kind of thing. Like the defense, I think there for Belgium is a bit sus. Like De Bast and De Kuiper and stuff like that at this level. It's a favourable group, so does it really test the level? I'm not sure, but yeah, it's definitely sus. Michele as well. It's like, yeah, he's never left Bruges for obvious
like
reasons. You know what I mean?
yeah, I
Uh,
just we love them
so
on
it's weird.
SO5 so rare, but it's like are they World Cup players? I don't know.
Yeah, I can see New
I think
Zealand getting
Abdi.
second in a weird
Hey,
way.
New Zealand are interesting. Like I know again, it's it falls into the Australia category. Like, but there's some players here. Like it's not like you're picking 11 guys who have semi-pro like football careers. Like they have really good players at this point. Really good maybe is a bit of a stretch, but like Chris Wood leading the line. Like there is going to be opportunities to score goals and just cause teams threats. I really do. I don't think you can look at New Zealand and go, oh my god, they're going to get beat every game here. I really don't think they will.
Yeah,
I do think Abdi Ibrahim's a good attacking stack, Sid, yeah.
yeah.
Um,
I'm not a big Brahim fan. I think he should have been. I think he should have been better than what he is. Anyway, it's a conversation for another day.
flows with us, Quinny. Look, I'm Belgium, and
Hey,
honestly, I'm scared. This is what I'm saying.
yeah.
Belgium, they're there to disappoint you, lads. I'm telling
And
you.
De Bruyne's not hot to trot right now.
It's not like
You
De
know,
Bruyne, De Bruyne.
Mhm. But this is kind of like this is De Bruyne's last
Dance.
rodeo.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is, isn't it?
this is the last like big stay on his football career that he's going to have.
It's going to be a Doku carry if this is going to work out for Belgium. Like, it's going to be everything goes through Doku.
Yeah, I
And
wouldn't rule CDK out from being a wild card in that tournament. You know,
yeah, but like you don't go to CDK and go like, give us something. Like you give it to Doku and he's just gonna
but you
take
look at
three
those
guys
three
on.
games: Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. See if I told you I'm from the future and CDK is going to get 7 decisives in the group stage, would you be shocked?
Seven's a lot. If you said like 4 or 5, I'd say, oh wow, he's had a wicked start to the tournament. Like I think
Yeah,
seven's like, oh my god, like he's on for Ballon d'Or.
I think so.
Like CDK's weird, but he is streaky. It could happen. I'm not saying it
Yeah,
wouldn't happen. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I think he does it all. And if he's starting up front, it's a good place to be. It's
Yeah,
quite low level defenses, like
you're
Egypt
right.
defense. Iran maybe they're a wee bit stronger or whatever, just by stereotypes, right? But New Zealand defense, and I know some of those guys were okay, but like I'd expect CDK and Doku to rinse them.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's definitely not out of the realm. Cannot say that at all.
But
Um,
Belgium are dodgy.
they are dodgy, to say the least. My favourites for the tournament, I think, Spain. Is yeah, pick any of the. I mean, obviously, it's Yamal Pedri show if Yamal's fit to sort of go early on. They both trained today, him and Nico, or like lightly trained maybe. Um, Back four. I mean, Porro's probably got the most upside, I would say, if he starts. Um, I like Cucurella though. He always seems to do
Yeah.
pretty well for Spain. Like, are we going to see like Rodri numbers from Rodri or no?
That's what I think. This is the least confident I've been in Spain in a long time because Rodri, Fabian Ruiz, Pedri, Mikel Merino, Zubimendi, whoever else you want, whoever's in the squad for the depth. None of them are like playing regularly on it, having a great season.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? I know Fabian Ruiz just won the Champions League, right? But he's not in the team all the time. He has been injured a bit. Yada yada. Same with the Arsenal lads. So Pedri's obviously been out. Rodri Belno's been out. So I don't know, man. Like Spain should be really good. I've got enough of their cards where I should be high on them, but I don't know. As I look at that, I don't know. I think they're a great team. I'm sure they're going to smash a lot of people, but I don't know if I feel as confident. Normally, I think Spain are always a great shout to get to the final.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure they're that great a shout to get to the final on this one.
No, yeah, it depends. If Yamal and Nico are like behind schedule, I think that really obviously dampens anything. Like I'm sure they'll still get past, Saudi and Cape Verde with relative ease, but in
Yeah,
the later stages, like you need those wingers to be on it. Yeah, I mean, I
they're
think
going
every
to wrap
coach,
the group
yeah,
stage. By the way, for Spain, that is.
it could just be
But they
curtains,
will
couldn't it?
batter teams
I know.
like Spain don't care. Like they will.
Against the old Cape Verdes, Stephen Morea, bless him, and Montero. Yeah, it could be
They're
a
going to get
long a
rinsed.
long day at the office. Saudi, I
Oyer
mean, like,
Azabal will score 4, and it'll be like 7-0.
I actually saw that Abdel Hamid actually lost his passport in the Netherlands. I don't know whether he's actually going to be on the plane or not. I'm sure they'll find a new one for him somewhere, but um,
Yeah.
yeah, a little random one there. But yeah, Uruguay. One of the lads in the chat mentioned he is Uruguayan, and yeah, what do we think of the old team? I mean, I really like Uruguay. Like, I think they'll have a sort of an advantage in the sense like climate wise, it's perfect. Like they're used to this realistically, like being in the US and whatever. If we're talking, climate wise, and yeah, if Valverde's on it, you've got half a chance, right? Like he's basically going to be the everything man for them. Is there enough quality to kind of accompany him? There's some players, but I don't look at it and go, wow, what a team they have around him as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
It's probably the worst Uruguay team in a while. No Suarez, no Diego Forlan, no
yeah,
Cavani.
but like
Like
when they had Forlan and Suarez, it was kind of a two-man show. Like the Forlan era
Cavani,
felt
yeah.
like a two-man show in a way.
Yeah.
Now is that like only a one-man show? Yeah, probably, but like
It's
I don't
Darwin
rate.
Nunez. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Darwin up front, bless him, and Palestris, and I don't know. Yeah, Bentancurs. They've got some good midfielders.
Defensive midfield is great, but I don't like the look at any of
Yeah,
the forwards. Like unless Vina comes, he looked great in La Liga. He could maybe look all right in this team, but
yeah. No, I know what you
midfield
mean.
and
It doesn't
defence are
look
cool.
great. They'll be tough to beat. I just don't know if they're going to beat teams. If that makes sense, like how what is their route to goal? That would be my biggest worry. Is it just Valverde thunder, bastards from 90 yards? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But he can do him. He can definitely do him. What we got here: France, Senegal, Iraq, Norway. Obviously France, yeah, again massive favourite, similarly to Spain. I mean, yeah, it's probably
France.
gonna be the anyone show, right? If the top four players there, any of them on the day can do 100.
So what's the dream five? It's Mignan in goal. I'm taking Tio personally.
If he
Olise
is on
mid,
to play, yeah, mid. I
mid
mean, you
Olise
just the
and Mbappe
Elise,
Dembele.
yeah. Well, yeah, but if you're talking streaks, you can't do any of this. Really, is the issue.
Tio, Mignan, yeah.
Because Minyan's classic, okay, you could get Minyan classic, Upa in season, Kunde in season, Saliba in season, fine. Then you would have to go Olise. Actually, Olise's. Oh no, he's in season forward, isn't he? Yeah. So yeah, you basically can only play two of these
Of course, yeah. Good point, mate.
four. Weirdly, in streaks, that is. Of course, you can have multiple lineups, but
Unless Bryce
yeah.
Samba gets a game.
Big Bryce. I mean, he'll probably. So who they play first? They play.
Iraq's
Iraq,
Bryce Samba
yeah.
all over it, man.
Well, first game, you think they give it to him? They
I
could,
wouldn't rule it
couldn't
out.
they?
It's
Yeah.
Iraq. It's France versus Iraq. You know what I mean? France's third string under 21s would beat Iraq.
Need another French player for the old streakies. Yeah, so who would you? So you got an extra. I mean, you
Yeah,
can
in
go
season.
Elise then. Yeah, you could go Elise double forward with Mbappe, or you go Dembele. Basically, I would say. Mate, have a look at Senegal's team. By the way,
Aye.
it's serious.
Yeah, I like Senegal.
I think
So
Senegal is
attacking.
sneaky. Will Crepin Diatta be on corners? That feels like a bit of a weird one, in a way.
That's quality.
It could be
Well, Crepin
interesting though.
Diatta. That's an old name.
Like,
That's the
surely
first guy,
Mane
and I don't
takes
even know how much
corners,
I
no?
paid for him, but he's the first guy where I was like, I'm spending a lot of money on this card. Do you remember that?
Was this like Morocco Diatta or like Club
No,
Brugge?
Club Brugge.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a good.
good
I think the
journey.
Senegal team's really good. Obviously, Iraq
Same.
won't have much to really shout home about, but listen, Zidane Akbals and Hussein Ali's. He's one of my my Herenveen boys. Norway. Finally get to see Norway at a major tournament. It's been a little while, I feel like, World Cup wise. Um, what do we reckon? I think it's a good team.
I really like it. The collection on Sorare is very attractive to
Like
buy.
the World Cup version.
Yeah, just like the collection.
Yeah.
There's a few guys that get cards that hadn't had cards before. Patrick Berg is one of them. There's a few of them in that type of squad. And even look at the guys that don't start in that. Schjelderup, Jorgen Strand Larsen, and Oscar Bob. You know, like that's a really nice squad they've got. Really
They
nice.
do have a good
Some of the
squad.
defense and goalkeeper choices are maybe a bit like contender or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
But like there's a lot of great mids and forwards in that team.
There's goals in that team, to
Oh,
say the least.
undoubted.
Which a lot of teams have the opposite problem. Like they have a decent defense and no goals. Whereas, yeah, at least Norway have, the ability to outscore opponents, rather than like playing for like 1-0s and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, is it going to be the Haaland show? He hasn't really had the best of season, does he? Really? Can he sort of put that behind him? He'll have Nusa one side. Obviously, Sorare
Schjelderup in the
play.
Champions League was wild this year. You
Sheldon's
know what
had
I
a
mean?
season. He's had a really
Yeah.
good season.
You get that sort of performance on next to Haaland in that. That could be really good.
Would you be surprised, Quinny, if you saw France draw into Senegal? I personally wouldn't, in a weird world.
No, that's like a weird derby because of like French colonies and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
the first World Cup that Senegal went to was the 2002 World Cup, and they played France, and I think they beat them.
Interesting.
But
Wow,
France didn't.
okay.
France didn't get out the group, or did they get out the group? I forget. But France were the holders, and they did really bad. And it might have been like they were the first holders to lose the first game or not get out the group or something. But France were notoriously bad in the 2002 World Cup. I'm sure they didn't get out the group, but I'm not sure if I'm misremembering that. And it was all because of Senegal. And that was
Wow, no way.
El Hadj Diouf's team. That was El Hadj Diouf breaking onto the
Was it
scene.
really?
If you remember him. Yeah, that
Of
was
course,
his like
yeah.
nobody had
Bolton
heard of him.
days.
And then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
signs for Liverpool after that, or I'm sure it was Liverpool. And
Yeah,
the
he did for
midfielder guy,
Liverpool.
Diao. So there's a wee bit of a thing there, and obviously the French colonies
Yeah.
and different players pick France rather than Senegal and that kind of
Right,
thing.
yeah. No, I wouldn't be shocked if Senegal give him a serious game, I really, really wouldn't. Sorare, there's a super sub. Yeah, Sheldrup's look really good against the Netherlands in a friendly match start. I wouldn't be surprised if they go Nusa Sheldrup, like real wingers, creativity. Because Sorare obviously isn't a winger, so you'd be going two up front, wouldn't you, with Haaland in that case, which is a little bit lopsided if you've only got like one real winger and none on the other side. Gets a bit weird. Connor says 2002 World Cup, France lost to Senegal and Denmark and went out at the group stages.
Yeah, I never remembered it kind of well.
Football knowledge. Yeah, love it. Group
It was a shock, man,
G,
because like France had won the World Cup and then won Euro 2000.
and
in
didn't
the
even get
France
out of the
team.
group. That's mental.
Yeah, it was
that like
Henry,
Zidane?
Trezeguet, Vieira, Zidane,
Wow.
Djorkaeff. Like it was all of them. It was all of them.
That's
You know, they went
mental.
World Cup Euros. They might have been the first team to do that, or they're the first team in forever to do it anyway. Spain has also done it quite recently, as we speak.
Yeah. That's
But then they went
insane.
out in the groups of the next World Cup, and it was still Zidane and Henry and all that. It wasn't as if they'd lost them all. Zidane's last World Cup was 2006, if memory serves me right. So it wasn't
Yeah.
as if they were like past it.
Right. That's mad. Sorry, yeah, Group J. Existing World Cup holders right now, I guess, isn't it? Argentina,
Yeah, reigning champs.
reigning champs against Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. We're expecting Jordan to be obviously the whipping boys, sadly.
Yeah,
Three good teams, by the way, here, though. I mean, like, obviously, Argentina, but, like,
very good.
Austria, Algeria.
Uh-huh.
Like, would you be surprised if somehow Austria topped this group in a weird, weird, weird world?
Nope, I wouldn't be.
You wouldn't, would
I'm
you?
hoping for it. I'm hoping for it.
It could happen. I mean, we know Argentina's Argentina, like, but I don't know. I just
Emmy's not fully fit.
Molina,
Otamendi is a
Otamendi,
pensioner.
Romero's like was injured one year. I know he probably will be back, but like no wingers. Like you're playing.
Almada
If this
doesn't
is
get
the
a game.
team,
You know,
yeah,
like
I know it's a bit weird. Like I worry about the lack of legs there in midfield personally. Like if
yeah.
that's what they're going with. Like I know DePaul's probably the most athletic out of all four there, easily actually.
hmm
And he's like, getting on a little bit. Like he's not like, 24-year-old, DePaul these days. Like, and Alvarez
Totally.
is the only player there that can like properly like press. I know we know Messi isn't going to, so it's like, I don't know. Could Argentina be that, like you said with the France thing? Could this be like a weird thing where somehow Argentina not go through, but could they have like a
Mm.
little bit of a, just a dodgy sort of start group stage wise, and it's a bit like, oh, they end up getting like a terrible draw in the first, round of 16 or 32, and end up going out. I like that just wouldn't shock me. It'd be sad like to see like that mess like be Messi's
I don't think
end.
it's too wild, by the way, because what was the thing we said earlier? It's like 14 out of 12 third place teams go through, or whatever it was.
Yeah,
See, because that group
they
is
did.
so. Yeah, they did. See, because that group is so, like, kind of tight in its own way.
Uh-huh.
Like, of course, they're going to beat Jordan, Argentina. You'd think, like, 5-0 or something like that.
For
But if
sure.
they
Yeah, yeah.
somehow didn't beat the other teams, and
Right.
ended up on, like, 4 points with, like, they might not be, or even 3 points. They might
Oh,
not
like
be
they
one of the
could be
best.
the. Wow. Yeah,
They
yeah,
might not
yeah.
be the best third place team in a weird way.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. It could happen, mate. Like, look at this Algeria team, by the way.
I've got high hopes for Algeria in a weird way. Like I like so many of those players. Look at Zidane is just a bit questionable, isn't he? I don't know the right
Yeah,
back.
yeah. But like Ben Sabani, Mandy's had a wicked season.
Andy's
You
solid,
know,
man.
I knew he doesn't really need much of an introduction.
Yeah,
Budani, needs to have been terrible, but like he is objectively a decent midfielder. Mazza's Mazza. Chaibi's had a good season. And the front three is disgusting, really. Like, if we're talking
yeah,
like Streets Won't Forget. Like,
yeah.
if you're picking like FIFA Street, career mode type of, tacking lines, Algeria's front three are going to be up there for you. I can guarantee you that.
Algeria will be right up for it, man. Really good team.
Really, really good team. And like, Benacer not making the squad type of teams, Quinny, we're talking about here.
He's been kind of busted, but yeah, I
He
mean,
has, but like, objectively, like a decent footballer. Like, if players like
yeah,
him
yeah,
aren't even getting in the squad, it shows you the
fair.
level of like, Zaruki will be on the bench, Hassim Ouar will be on the bench, or maybe even
Right,
start, Amura for
Ben Rama.
Wolfsburg. Is that a Ben Rama? Like, some serious players.
Yeah,
Mares
yeah.
show maybe for SO5. Obviously, no in season cards, I don't think. So you're
No,
banking on the old classics, but they can still do a job. And then Austria, I think everyone's sort of, I don't know, kind of weird favorite European team if you're not like from that area type of thing. I don't know, like
totally.
in World Cups, everyone seems to just want Austria to do well because, yeah, I don't know, they just always seem to never really disappoint. Without having any superstars outside of, I mean, they don't. They objectively don't have superstars anywhere.
hmm
And Artovich was a
That's a
player
cool
back in
team.
his day, but it's just a really well-oiled machine, like a bit like Switzerland, or very very similarly to Switzerland, I would say, in some ways,
hmm
name recognition wise. I've seen Patrick Wimmers being linked everywhere, like Brighton are looking at him. Couple of links, obviously, lots of Leipzig here.
Half the
Line
team.
obviously ex Leipzig into the old Bayern boys. I like Austria. I think they'll be very hard to beat. Extremely tough. Won't even bother looking at Jordan. And then The old CR7 group: Ronaldo, Congo, Uzbekistan, and Colombia.
It's a weird group.
Yeah, a bit of a weird group. Is it going to be the Bruno show as far as SO5 goes? Is Ronaldo going to steal the limelight, or what do you reckon?
I don't know. It's a weird one,
Vitinha.
man.
Could be Vitinha.
Portugal team's so good, man. So good.
I know.
But they have Roberto Martinez as manager.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, probably doesn't go for them too much, does it?
The starting 11, but man, have we seen a better starting 11, really?
I don't want to say... I do want to say no, but I also want to say, like, I know they have the option to play wingers, but, like, surely one of Leao or Neto play. Like, surely you don't go Felix and Silva, do you? Like, that front three can't run.
Yeah.
You know, like, a little bit. Yeah, I just... Like, if you're going to dominate possession and make it like we'll just be in your final third type of game and we'll just sort of move around and, you know, find pockets on the edge of the box and, you know, shoot and whatever. Like, I get it. But if you want like a transitional game, like, surely you're going to want at least a Neto or Leao, if not both, play.
Yeah.
You know, like, Neves will run all day for you. Bruno will run all day for you. Obviously, Vitinha doesn't really need to run. He just doesn't lose the ball. They're going to dominate games, obviously. But it's like, does Ronaldo hinder them, or does he add to the? Does he add to it? Is my worry.
I think now he's in America again. Ronaldo comes to America. I think it's you know, that was the whole thing, wasn't it? He couldn't go because of that whole case, wasn't it? That's why he went to Saudi. So he's finally going to land, bring himself to America.
This is Rick. Is it the best midfield in the world right now? If you're on paper, Vitinha, Neves, Bruno, it's got to be, right?
Yeah, feels like it.
Has to be. Sid says, who is the front 3/4 for Argentina? I mean, yeah, it'll be Alvarez, Messi, and then it's like, it just depends. They got too many midfielders is the issue. They don't actually have many wingers. Yeah, if there's one World Cup editions, yeah, it's very hard to look past Portugal, isn't it? Really,
It's got the best amount of top end, doesn't it? Yeah. And it's got a nice underbelly as well.
The USA have just scored against Senegal in the 6th minute, Quinny.
Nice. Austin Trusty.
Serginho Dest.
Oh, I was close.
Yeah, not too far off, actually, to be fair.
I told you, man, Dest for America is like Messi.
He is like the right-footed right-back Messi. He actually is, like, not even being hyperbolic there. He actually is. He's actually really good. Pulisic assist. Maybe he's back, Captain America.
Oofed.
He's back.
Portugal's a good shout.
Portugal's a very good shout, isn't it? Portugal's have to be up there. Congo, there's some players here, Quinny, by the way, for the old DR Congo.
Yeah, there's a few familiar names there, isn't there?
Even like defense, Mbemba, Masuaku, Wan-Bissaka, Tuanzebe. Like, I've seen worse defenses, way worse.
Way worse.
Way worse. Siddiqui, I think you were a bit of a fan of his one. You
were yeah. Good guy.
Yeah, and then obviously Big Theo, Bakambu. It gets a bit bleak maybe up front, so it's one of those, strong defense. Can they actually score and be productive is probably the biggest worry. The Uzbekis, I watched these struggle. I watched Wales struggle against these not too long ago. Weirdly,
they don't qualify, so they've got a game plan that works. Clearly,
they do something right. They must do. Colombia, are they the best South American team outside of like Brazil and obviously the RGs? Probably, right?
Yeah, it's going to be hard to say that they're not really.
Like, they're better than Uruguay on paper, I'd like to think. They're
clearly.
Probably better than Ecuador.
Ecuador is what I was kind of chewing over, because like Ecuador
forward line, you can't argue. Colombia have a way.
When you look at that front line of Diaz, and Suarez, it's like that's next level.
It's like it's Uruguay of old, right? Forlan, Suarez, effectively.
Because the Colombia defense there isn't really that different to the Ecuador defense.
It's not. I'd argue Ecuador's maybe better.
Yeah, in the midfield. Caicedo's so good. He's kind of like two guys, like Kante style.
Yeah, yeah. This looks like Argentina's from middle four, in that like they're all midfielders basically. Like, I know Arias is like kind of a winger, but he's like kind of not. Lerma's definitely not a winger.
No.
Like, he is a number 6 at
Yeah.
best.
Same with
Rios
Rios.
can do everything. Like, Rios is a
Yeah.
ball. I love Rios, but again, he's a number 8 or whatever you want to look at it as. There's just no wingers. Like, I know Diaz fine, but Diaz, like, he'll play. Yeah, he will play high and wide in a way, but you'll also be quite central. I think. Depends how it actually looks. Because I think this will maybe look like a 4-5-1. You got like Arias as like the fake winger, and then like Diaz is like the winger, maybe with the
Yeah.
stretching them down that left. Yeah, 100%. Pacho and Capia way clear of Lucimi and Davison
It seems like a back
Sanchez,
four.
100%.
They're both pretty good looking back fours, you know.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, objectively good looking back
I'm
forwards.
with you, don't
100%.
you? I'm taking Pacho and Chappie all day.
Oh, all day long.
But
Is it a
Munoz,
James show,
right?
Quinny, though? SO5?
You hope so, man. He's been building up his last 2 years of his career to this. You know, he's should have retired ages ago, man.
No.
Been hanging on
Been
for this.
taking
One
his
more World Cup.
electrolytes.
One more World Cup.
Yeah. He said that for 20 years now, haven't he?
Yeah.
It
basically.
feels like. No, I'm weirdly high on Colombia. Again, like, sort of where the games are played. I think they'll be well up for.
They'll have a lot of fans. Not that anyone won't, you know,
Oh,
but I think
mate.
they'll be well attended the games.
Last year I went to Colombia in Copa America versus Uruguay. It was Colombia, Uruguay, I think, at Charlotte Stadium. Mate, there was a zillion Colombians there. Like, there was no one else in the stadium. It was me, Sean, PSU, his mate, and a billion Colombians. It was amazing. As you can imagine.
Yeah.
It was great. It was. Last and final group, Group L, England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama.
And the man.
Are England going to Well, I'm not going to say us because we're not. Neither of us are English. But are England going to disappoint again? Is the biggest question.
I don't know, man. I hate Thomas Tuchel, but see the fact that everyone in England kind of now hates him, it makes me think, oh, maybe he's onto something. You know, I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. You know that because the English consensus on the squad is, I was going to say it's never been right, okay, but it's actually been quite tricky over the years to kind of nail their whole problem that they've had.
Yeah.
So maybe one of those ones where they need the objective person to give them their medicine and build the team that they need for the tournament rather than the team that people want for the tournament. But I do look at that team and think it's not as good as it should have been.
Yeah, no, there is that argument. I can't really disagree with you there.
Mainly, is it? I'm not even too sure there's any big selection things I'm really that up in arms with, but especially the defence. Like Nico O'Reilly, we know has been scoring well. Guy's obviously quality. Constance won the Europa League. James is quality. But I don't look at that back line and think, oh yeah, they're going to go far.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It feels a bit sort of not put together. I don't know what the word is, but like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like a back four for whatever reason. I don't know the exact reason. Just visually, I'm just not getting those vibes. I mean, the two in midfield are, I mean, I don't really think it gets much better, really. Like, as a
paper, man, two guys to play next to each other, they've got everything.
So good. Like, on paper, it's ridiculous. There's just so much quality in this front sort of three here. It's just who turns up, when do they turn up, how do they turn up? It's like, it's just a cocktail, isn't it? There's like, obviously we're going to know lineups, but it's also like Gordon could easily play, Rodgers could easily start, Madueke could easily start, and I know Saka will probably be first choice, but it's just going to be mental. I know, and again, Bellingham probably going to be first choice as well for the most part, but it's like, who actually turns up on the SO5 scores? It's really hard to say. Obviously, Kane's the anomaly there because he'll be on everything, decisively, realistically. But yeah, who actually scores really well? I think it's quite weirdly hard to say outside of Kane. And when I say Kane scoring well, I just mean like he'll get DAs. I don't think he'll get tons of AA as we kind of know normally. Like Will Rice,
I think if Anderson's starting, he's nailed to do well.
Anderson could churn, yeah, big time. He really could. Reece James, he could just, if we're talking like free kicks and corners and, crosses into the box. O'Reilly loves goals randomly, like he just scores goals, doesn't he? So, Gahey, could he pass his way to like a 40 AA? Potentially. All those things are definitely possible. We'll go Panama next. Not really too much to say here, but like weird, not sneaky, but like I don't think they'll get battered by anyone, to be honest. Like just how these teams normally set up, like they're tough to break down. Yeah, okay, they might not have tons of firepower, but I don't think like I wouldn't be surprised if somehow they finish like third. I just wouldn't. It wouldn't shock me at all. As much as Ghana like do have some really good players, I just wouldn't be shocked. Vert has just scored for Germany.
Right.
Big flow, but yeah, Semenyo, Big Caleb, who's at Nordjylland this season. Ayu, Sulemana, some decent players for Ghana. Don't
I've
think
got
they're as
Chiku.
strong as like Senegal or any of those teams. Yeah, defense is a bit dodgy. Maybe goalkeeper as well.
Yeah, they're definitely not on the level of like Ivory Coast or a few
No.
of the other teams that we've seen, Algeria, Morocco, or whatever.
100%. Yeah, that's a massive shout on Q O'Reilly. I know Quinny mentioned it earlier on this week, but yeah, O'Reilly having defensive cards as World Cup editions is really interesting.
Nice, wild.
Really, really cool.
This team's pretty
And,
cool.
and then we get to Croatia. Everyone seems similarly to the Austrians. Yeah, it's quite hard to not like a Croatian team at a big tournament. Modric last dance. Kovacic potentially not starting there ahead of, or Baturina potentially ahead of him. This will be interesting. Vuskovic, this could be where he like really sort of turns up. It could be really
Oh
cool.
yeah, he could have a great shift.
Yeah, I kind of like the look of that. Obviously, Josko the Bosco, back fit hopefully. Kaleta Kars, it's solid enough defense. Stanisic, Perisic, it's just the usual suspects. But like Budimir has been on fire this year. Like at least
Yeah,
they're going into a tournament with like a striker that's like scoring goals.
Kramaric has been doing
Yeah,
well. Those does all right for
yeah.
Croatia as well. Pico players saying this lineup's pure wrong. I was looking at the Croatia team earlier before buying my Croatians, and I thought this isn't really the way I've seen them lined up. Looking at previous matches, also I've not watched them or anything, but
Tell
uh,
us how wrong, Pico, please.
it's like four.
Um,
It's like 4-5-1, 4-2-3-1, or kind of vibes. I'm
'Cause I'm
pretty sure I've seen
sure
the guy playing for Orlando playing right back. Now Stanisic probably plays over him. I'm sure when he's fit and whatever, but
who Pasalic?
aye, I'm sure
He's
it was him.
left-footed. There's no way he'll be playing
I'm
there.
sure. I'm sure, mate. He played right back. I'm sure it was him.
He's so far from a
Let,
right. It might have been, but like he's so far from a right back. It's like untrue. Um, yeah, I definitely trust Pico as well. Three at the back will only be against England. Fair enough. 4-3-3 for the rest. So yeah, it'll be like what Perisic. Well, Perisic, Kramaric, Budimir up front as the three, and then Modric, Kova, Susic, or Modric, Baturina, Susic as the three midfield. That is, and then what Josko, maybe left back technically, and then like Vuskovic, Kaleta or someone else, Stanisic right back. Who's Satalo maybe could play. Kovacic will start every game. Yeah, I'd be shocked if Kovacic wouldn't start for Croatia personally.
he's kind of broken now.
Interesting. Yeah, Budimir's not close to nailed. Wow. So who's the
No.
number 9 then? Kramaric.
When you look at it, Musa's had some minutes. Matanovic has had minutes. They've kind of rotated their strikers around a bit.
Baby traders trying to infiltrate.
And then Pasalic plays. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for.
Pasalic somewhere.
plays right wing
Yeah.
or attacking mid or whatever it would be. But yeah, that's what I was kind of eyeing up. I was like, oh, Pasalic. Yeah, let's go and get a wee Mario in.
Yeah, I mean, historically this season, the Croatian predictions haven't been the best. Shout out to Sorare inside. They had Stojkovic on like 90%. He was playing pool with fucking, O'Sullivan and co
Yeah, I
for 3
remember that.
games. Like Matanovic, great form, interesting. Yeah, free Dion Bello.
He didn't
Probably
have
the
great
weird-
form in my Sorare sets, by the way, Matanovic. I had a meteor
Yeah,
striker. And it
He
never
was
did fuck all for
smashing
me.
it, wasn't he? He was smashing it, to be fair. I know we've been going a while, Quinn. If you need to go, don't be afraid to sort of say so.
I'll
No?
come run in a wee minute or two. I'm just
Yeah.
just need
I was
to
just-
feed and water myself, but I'm not.
I was just going to do
worrying.
like 10 minutes of MFL, and we can maybe cut it there.
Awesome.
If you don't mind, Quinny, how's your season going?
Uh, uh, mixed. So my big team's been kind of struggling, and I thought it might be a bit of a struggle. It's kind of went that way so far. So I'm kind of circling the drain at the bottom of the division once more. But I've been winning my cup games. So for the
Nice.
big team, the one that's in iron there, we're through the next round of the cup already with 2 games to go. And
Yeah.
the league's still tight, but we're not in a good position at the moment, sadly. But
So this is your main team, yeah?
yeah,
Quinny, Christian Pulisic has just scored for the USA. Do I have to take back everything I've said about the US team?
well,
They're
well
2-0 up in
as I
20 minutes against Senegal.
it depends. Yeah, what Senegal team's playing?
Mane, Jackson, Diarra and Dye, Jacobs, Lamine Kamara. It's decent. Like I don't think it's everyone, but it's close. Diatta, Mangala Sarr. Yeah, it's close to full strength. I can't lie.
Could be an impressive friendly result.
The US could win it, guys. Get your money on them. Sorry, yeah. So this is your main team. Wow, 6 points after 10 games, Quinny. What's going wrong?
So it's a tough league, mate. To be honest, I feel like I was previously in the division above, and like a lot of my opponents, like how many 80 pluses do I have there? Like 6 or 7. Most of the teams I'm playing against are rigged on 80s. You know.
Wow. Okay.
So this is one of my nemesis. Actually, they're having their best season ever.
No way. Yeah, 80s
but
everywhere.
if you look at the last game, I drew with them 1 each, and I was down to 10 men. I scored a last-minute equaliser to take some points off them. They've been beating everyone. Yeah. Last-minute equaliser to take some points off them with 10 men.
Who owns this team, Quinny? Do you know?
No idea, but we play every season to the death.
No way. That's so funny.
Away. Edinburgh Pirates, my Scottish rival.
I have seen a lot of people sort of mention this. Like, it feels like the quality of lineups is getting like progressively like really high, even like in the low leagues. Is that true?
Yeah.
From your experience?
So the quality of teams I have in here, a lot of people clearly have been relegated from the league above. You know.
Fine.
And
okay.
I've lost a bit of my league above quality down to 1 or 2 of them aging out. I've sold my big right back. But I wasn't quite good enough for the league above anyway, you know, when I got promoted in there.
So what was that, bronze?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're now in iron, okay.
Iron. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just feels like I've had a lot of the guys drop down from bronze, and they're all like bronze capable. You know what I mean? And I'm here trying to get back into bronze, and there's just the bronze division's basically just moved into iron, you know.
Will that change with the whole like purging of like a majority of the player base after the next few seasons? Everyone's retiring. Is that going to be a thing or not?
Well, I've felt it firsthand, and I've maybe had a bit of a smaller pool of players, so I maybe have felt it quicker and harder than maybe some of these other galleries that are at this level that have more stuff and more players to play with and whatever. Big agencies will always kind of feel the same if you're coming across them, whether it be a conglomerate or just an individual, because if they're big and powerful, they're always going to have new cards. I've been doing my strategy. That's the community team, but the other 2 teams are like predominantly first owner only cards, predominantly entirely organically built. The only real cash infusion that this has had is the Disney dollars that we all got. All those guys are basically dead now. That's all the guys that are retiring essentially. So I bought guys prime age.
Yeah. 40 years old this lad is.
Yeah.
Wow. He must be one of the oldest on the game, no?
I think there's a few 40s, a few 41s and 2s going around. I think the old guys could retire at 42.
Fine.
The old serials. So like I've been quite I'm not going into them. I've went and bought some players like Shrushin, who you've got there, the 82. I bought him off the market. It's quite a big buy.
Yeah.
The other guys I've packed and developed though, which is quite cool. But for the amount, like I was winning a lot of MFL a few seasons ago. I kind of peaked well, and I was able to get a rare player, a couple of uncommons every year. But then when I got relegated out the big team, and then started doing it, like it's just had a mad impact on my ability to acquire. And then I've been losing more than I've been adding. So these under 23 packs that came out on Tuesday are very much of interest to me.
Yeah. So when are they? So you said Tuesday they come out.
Yeah.
So what have we got? 2 player.
Limited
So they're all
person.
2 player.
Yep.
fine. So only 300 people will snap these up. 250 of these, 100 of these. Is that correct?
Well, the bottom one I think is at max 3 per person. One of them is
Okay.
max 2 per person. I forget what they all are, but it tells you when
Yeah,
you go in.
3
So you can get
and
6
then
players if you luck out on that.
2,
You can get 4 if you get all your allotment for that. 1, yeah,
1 for
one for
that.
the next
I've
one.
seen a lot of people mention this one being like one. Obviously, it's nearly the best pack on paper, but like people are saying like I can't not spend on this maybe potentially. Like
If you can
it
get
looks
it,
pretty.
I think it's a great pack for 100 quid if you can get it.
Got you. Okay.
2%
So
chance at
what? Basically
legendaries.
50% chances of rare or better. Basically.
It's 2 cards. The expectation is you get a blue and a green.
Okay. Okay. Fine. For 100 or 99.
2% chance one of them turns into a legendary.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you got two players, of course. Okay. Interesting. So this is the pack if you can get on quick enough. Because I haven't managed to get on any of the drops so far in my only short stint playing the
Tried,
game.
but
But no, I've heard it's
there's a
tough.
technique. There's a technique. Yeah, there's a technique.
Ooh,
I'm flawless on the drops. If I've went for something, I've always got it. But
interesting. Are you gonna share off
I don't know.
off the old stream with me
I
or
don't know
what?
about that. I don't know about that. This isn't Sorare where we all play nice, I don't know.
Wow. Okay, I see. So it's like that. That's fine.
You've got to be firing ready to rock. Get your in there. That's a belter, by the way. There's only 5 of those packs.
Wow. So $500. You're guaranteed a rare, if not 2, but you could basically get 2 legendaries as well, effectively. And what are we
2
saying? Like,
rare or
what's
better.
like
Yeah.
right? So, like, what's the floor roughly on a legendary play? I know it could really vary, but like, what are we saying? Like $100, $200, $300, or
Yeah,
what?
like
More?
100, 150.
Okay,
Under
okay.
23, it's probably a wee bit more actually. I'm not too up
True.
on that end of the
Yeah.
market. But under
Yeah.
23 is probably the pack probably pays for itself. I'm going to imagine.
Wow. Yeah, do you know what? I know we sort of started the conversation in that, but I kind of forgot it when we were talking about just like the fact that it could be just a rare or anything. These are guaranteed to be under 23, aren't they? Which is
Yeah.
mental, really. Yeah, wow. That makes even like the cheaper packs even
Yeah,
like they
interesting.
have upside, like
So I mentioned this. I had an MFL video out earlier today. I know you've been busy,
ooh,
so you've probably not caught it, right?
I
But I
haven't
mentioned
seen
it
it,
in this. See, when you read all the stuff that MFL have put out so far, you can see that these players are for the countries that will be included in Nations Cup. Yeah.
Ah, fine.
And it's
Okay.
obviously for nations that don't have enough players already, or they don't have any players, maybe like Curacao or whatever. I don't think all those nationalities are covered.
Haiti or whatever.
So
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
get good players for those nations, don't know how it's all going to work, but they might get called up to their,
Ooh.
their nation, you know?
Interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't think about that.
Because there's
Okay.
Brazilians everywhere, there's Argentinians everywhere in the game,
Got you.
Spaniards, Germans, whatever. But whatever obscure nations that these guys come from, the better ones anyway, It's a really good
Huh.
chance that they could get called up for their country and whatever that means for the World Cup or the Nations Cup.
I'm sure it'll mean something at least, but yeah, what it means we don't know. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, so when is this? Tomorrow, exactly, right? Yeah. Tomorrow,
Yeah,
6 hours from now. So what that'd be like?
for Tuesday.
Well, oh, 1 day and 24.
Hmm.
Sorry. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Tuesday at like whatever time that is for me, 10, 11 a.m., something like that. Wow. Okay. Yeah. This might be the first drop. Well, it'll be the first drop I'm gonna try and hit. Whether I get in or not is obviously a different question. But so how many people are we talking are going to be trying to get these? Like thousands,
Everyone,
right?
everyone,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
don't even the packs at a fiver. Like, why do you not want under 23
Why
players?
wouldn't you want to defend? Yeah, yeah. No,
You
of course. Are you surprised like they're not selling more, or you think like the numbers
It's
look
limited. They've got all their mechanics of the game mapped out. Where
fine,
there's
fine?
only so many players, whatever. They're very careful with control of supply in that regard. It's not for like market control or whatever, but it's for game balance. So there's not too many superstars or too many blah blah blah. Anything's really, everything's equal.
There's like 1,200 new players being added effectively here.
Mm-hmm.
The way
Sure.
you would look
That's a
at it.
quick maths.
Yeah, I mean, like it's just just times two here, times two here,
Mm-hmm.
times two here, times two here. 10, 200, 500, 600. Ooh, Sid's gonna chance it with the 500 one. Under 23 is easily 400 plus, Sid reckons. Wow.
Yeah, Sid don't know better than me.
Wow.
Sid mentioned
Yeah.
as well, we had a bit of a rivalry for a season or two. He had a team called Castilla. We were in the same division, kind of fighting out. His team was super powerful, but it was good fun.
Sid's hoping this is the diamond season for him. Love that, mate.
Yeah. That's how he's been flying high.
Yeah, wow, this is gonna be
So
pandemonium.
there's a lot to chew on
then,
here.
isn't it?
I need fresh blood. I need some fresh faces in. I would
For
love
sure.
to get. I would love to get like one of the $100 packs, two of the 35 packs, and if I could get my hands on any of the fivers, I would probably splash. It's not going
All
to
of
be
them.
possible. It's going to be piranhas at feeding time when these things come out,
Yeah, yeah.
But I need under 23. I need fresh blood. I need fresh talent. There's just no two ways about it. And my packs have been all right, but I've had a really bad run of like packing 26-year-olds and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
like if they're rated 73, oh great, he's rated 76, but he's 30 now. Brilliant. Like
Right.
this.
And he's gone already.
Yeah, but it's not too
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
So yeah, they got to be sold out in a heartbeat. Rissu's right for sure. But I've got the appetite for it. Or I need these guys. I'm going to try my best to get everything I can.
Which one will be outside of these which one of these three will be the least competitively sort of fought over, shall I say? Meaning like
Cheap ones.
quantity of people.
Cheap ones, because you're always like, in my experience anyway, and I can only speak for myself, right? But see if you can afford the $100 one, that's the first one you're going for. Because you're not going to take the chance of missing it.
Okay. So these
So by
two are going to be the most
consequence-
popular, you're saying, yeah?
Well, there's only 5 in the top one, so I think technically that'll be the hardest one to get because there'll probably be like 15 people after it.
Fine. Yeah.
Or whatever.
But that's like a 1 in
Yeah.
3. If we're saying like there's 100 packs here, is there 1,000 people going for this pack? Meaning 1 in 10 will get it, if that
That's a
makes
good
sense?
question.
Do you know what I'm
I don't
saying?
know,
Like,
actually. Yeah,
like
good question.
traffic, I wonder what gets the most traffic, if that makes sense. Like, I'd assume it'd be this one, just because
I
it's
think
like
the green one gets the most traffic because more people
Yeah.
can access those cards. That's basically
Fine.
from any division you're thinking about them.
yeah. Sid's dropped me a tactic for the drop.
There you go. Sid will have the tactic, I'm sure. I think, but the kickoff pack, I think the cheapest one will be the least competitive.
Cheapest will be the
Because-
least yeah, I can believe that. Yeah.
Because if you can afford one above it, you'll always try for the one above it before you'll try that one.
Definitely. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, okay. I'll have a little chat with Sid then and see what you get, intel he gives me, and then I'll proceed from there. But yeah, I mean, realistically, if I could I'd bite your hand off maybe for one of these sort of premium packs probably, and I'd probably sell for a kickoff if I kind of had to. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited. I am excited. This will be definitely the drop I go in on if I get a chance.
Yeah. Good one to go after, I think.
Yeah, I'm kind of like for my last for this run I'm going on now, like a lot of our players are a little bit older than I'd like. There's a couple of 24s and stuff, but nothing beyond 24 is not a great sign, to be honest. But it's fine, it'll be fine. But yeah, if we could get a couple more of these sort of under 23s sprinkled in, I know chances of me packing Welsh players is obviously really low, but if other people are packing players, they could pack some Welsh players, hopefully. But maybe it's just new countries. I don't know. I don't know if they've said or what.
It says it on the post. It's just
does it?
14 new nations or
Fine.
something.
Okay. Yeah, that makes it tricky for me because even if I pack like a decently good player, like I'm just inclined to want to sell him because he's not well. So I think I need a second club for next year. Yeah, or loan him out. Yeah, for sure. I can definitely do that. Tim, you did miss a lot. We went through a lot of World Cup stuff over the last sort of 2 hours or so. But yeah, we'll end it there then, Quinny. It's been a mega stream, by the way. 2 hours and 10 minutes.
I had a wee look from Mrs. Quinn about 5 minutes ago, and that's when I realised I was like, "Oh shit, man! I've been on here a while."
We're in Mrs. Quinn territory, like
Yeah.
100%. But go
Good
on.
family team, so I'm in the good books today.
You in the good books? Yeah, I love that.
I'm in the good books today.
It's where you want to be, mate. But no, I appreciate your time, mate. I appreciate
No,
everyone
mate,
in
my
the chat
pleasure.
as well
Always happy.
contributing.
Come hang out.
And yeah, I mean, you've said it a few times on your content this sort of past week, but it's a big week for content. Just be on the lookout, isn't it, for MFLs and Sorares and everything in between. It's going to be a big week. I'm going to try my best to get a lot done around baby trades, but when baby trades, there's not much you can do about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get in the mix. Obviously, no deadline show, I guess, Quinny, for us, but maybe we'll get on something.
So we'll
else,
have a reimagined, we'll have a rebrand, we'll have a wee so we'll still do something to the kind of the rhythm and the beat of what we were doing before, but it's going to need to kind of roll with the tournament a bit more because there's no deadline really. Like I don't think anyone are we really going to tune in for the deadline show for like a game week that's like 8 days long for predicted lineups?
Not.
I'm sure people still tune into it, we'll still have fun, right? But I find that probably a semi-pointless exercise, because half the teams and half of our attention isn't even on the classic teams. We all want to know the meat and the bones of our in-season stuff for the most part. And not everyone's actually even bloody playing the World Cup, by the way.
No, I know.
Some people are passing it out, and again, some of the chat and strategy points you were chatting about, different zigs and zags you can have with that. Check out the video if you've missed it, obviously. So like it's it's going to be topsy-turvy in that sense, but I think with the deadline kind of element to it, or the strategy show, or the stream building, the lineup projecting type thing, it's probably something that's worth. I'm not too sure, so I don't want to say anything out loud and give a kind of false sense of anything, but it definitely just needs to follow a different rhythm than once a week for the World Cup, and probably needs a wee bit of a clear mind and further evaluation. But yeah, we'll kind of announce that once me and Harry put our heads together and work it out. But we'll be doing something, but it won't be like Friday at 1. Yeah, it might be, but that'll be a coincidence.
Right, yeah. There's no need for it to be that time, but it could be that time. No, it should be fun. Lads, I appreciate everyone. If you've not left a like, please do so. Shout out to Quinny. Links below. Everywhere. He's the man right now. But yeah, appreciate you all, lads. And we shall see you this week. Very, very shortly. Maybe even tomorrow. Who knows? Yeah, appreciate you, lads. Peace.